Okay, I think we're good. Alright, so where did we last leave off, guys?
We got the stuff back, but I don't think we actually turned it over to the
We
corrupt
faded
police.
out, yeah, right before doing that. That's exactly where we left off.
We
Was
copied
Miles
a
going
bunch
to do
of
that?
copies of all the blackmail.
Oh yeah, we were definitely running off to go securely get our copies stored away.
I'm sure we did that. Let's look at the rolls from last time. That'll tell us.
Yeah, we successfully copied everything.
Yes, you did.
Alex says.
Oh, we were going home to comb through it, that's right.
Yes, but one of you has left to go somewhere else. If you remember, oh, by the way, you want to change your name there, Pico, to whatchamacallit?
It's already been changed.
Okay, it's just
It's doing the thing.
to me.
You don't worry
So
about it.
Miles, you are headed over to where again? To the police station, correct?
That's right.
Now, do you have all the laptops, or just specifically Kane's laptop?
Specifically the one he asked me to get.
And everyone else has the other laptops. Excellent. All right. Let's start off with this then. Stop that. Gonna turn on Miles. Once again, you're washed with the familiar sights of green and purple lights kind of washing over you. You notice that around this time, it's about 5 o'clock in the evening, since it took you a while to get back here from the original location. You see extra beat cops just around. You don't know what's happened within the day, but there seems to be a little bit extra heat around the city. Probably because, well, certain someones caused a bit of a ruckus not too long ago.
I mean, that's fine. They need to know that we did that.
Miles, do you take a public transit, or do you just hail a cab and get driven over there? Or are you getting dropped off?
Yeah, I'll take a cab.
All right, so gentleman pulls up. It's a robot, and you hear in the synthetic voice says to you, "Hello, what is your destination?"
I need to get to the police station.
"Ah, hopefully you're not in trouble. Ha 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 ha. Please get in."
I wouldn't be going there if I was.
How many credits do you have?
Like a lot? Don't worry
Okay.
about that.
Well, it's going to cost you 15 credits for the ride all the way over there. And
Okay.
you pay as you go, and you notice every kilometer or 1.5 miles, a credit is taken out, and eventually you make your way over to the station. You get out and kind of enter. There seems to be a bit of a ruckus. You notice some men with kind of gang tattoos being tossed around and thrown around. It seems like you've left the power vacuum. And lately there's a bit of a stir in New Helios.
Neat.
But that doesn't matter to you.
I go into the police station.
And the secretary at the front, another robot, but this time in the visage of a woman, says, "Hello, do you have an appointment?"
Yes, I believe, I don't remember.
Alabaster Kane.
Alabaster Kane is expecting me.
One moment. Her eyes on top of this white synthetic face glow blue for a second, and then flash back to the black and says, "He's in his room. You may go ahead." And lights kind of light up to point you in the direction. "Please follow the orange line."
Very good.
And you follow the orange line down the hall, up the stairs, up the elevator, and eventually you make your way to the same office that you recognized being there not too long ago. And the door opens, and you see Alabaster Kane sipping on some bourbon, looking at a tablet, kind of scrolling through to see the news for the day, now evening. He takes his glasses and shuffles them gently and says to you, "Ah, yes, you're back. Please have a seat." And a chair kind of floats from underneath the floor again, forming from this plastic kind of Play-Doh into a firm chair for you to sit on.
Ah, yes, don't mind if I do.
"Would you like some bourbon?"
I'll pass, thank you.
"All right, more from Ethan." He chuckles to himself, and he looks at you and says, So, I assume you have what I have asked for?
I produced the pad.
And he takes it and he puts it onto his desk and he presses a few things and it seems like the scan kind of washes over it. For a second you notice it go red for a moment, but nothing too out of the ordinary. At least you think. And then he looks and he opens the laptop, presses a few buttons, and he smells at you. Excellent. You didn't by chance happen across any other of these down there? Haven't you? He kind of takes off his glasses and looks at you, raising an eyebrow.
Well, I got the agreed upon pad, but for the right price, perhaps we did.
A man of business, I see. I can accept that. Considering you got this without any bloodstains on it. Tell you what. If you do have these things, I'll give you 2,000 credits for the information on those.
Very well. I will discuss this with my associates and get back to you on that. You have my number, and I have yours, I believe. Check that out. Yes, right here.
Excellent. And he takes a laptop and he opens up a safe in the side of his mahogany desk and he puts it inside and closes it.
And now for delivery, would you prefer a digital transfer, or would you like the physical copies hand-delivered?
Hand-delivered, please.
Very well, same spot?
Our programs can tell if they have been copied. I assume you had given me the professional courtesy not to copy the information on this laptop?
I don't want to know what's on these laptops personally.
Let's talk, please.
You bet.
Based off charisma.
Yeah, 1 second, I have to exit edit mode.
Yeah.
Whoops, that was that without modifier.
What's your charisma modifier?
1.
Okay, so that's 10. You say that and kind of nods and says, well, enjoy your day. And the door opens and he's gesturing you outward.
Good day.
So you head out and we pan the camera over to the rest of the crew back in the Soaring Swallow. He's off right now. And the rest of you, where do you guys go? You guys gonna hang out in the cargo room? Do you go over to the recreation area? You're all the way back in the starport.
Probably making the butler's life a living hell.
Well, I mean, the recreation area is right next to CPS, so we can just connect to all the data there. I'm sure that's where all the main data ports are, so if we're going to be coming through all this stuff that we just uploaded to our ship, that's probably where we are.
Can I just upload it to my brain directly and just process it?
I mean, it's faster than the rest of us, at least. But it still takes some time, I imagine. It's a lot of data.
I want to do a virus scan on them first, actually.
Roll. What would this be? Oh, let's see here.
Administer? Program?
No,
okay.
Program. You're checking for viruses.
Uh,
Yeah, there's no viruses.
awesome. I upload the first one to my brain.
Well, okay, so there's 3 of them that are notable. It's the mayor, the professor, and Alabaster Kane. Which one would you like to upload first?
I kind of...
All of them don't have any viruses. I can tell it to you in order, the order that you want to listen to it in.
I'll go with the professors.
All right.
I'd like to actually aid, because I'm not terribly great at programming.
No, it's a success. Remember, this is not Apocalypse Engine. This is 7-Up a success. Straight success.
Well, not for this action, but as mailing goes forward, doing these logs, I'm actively not going to be doing it. So I just roll program regular style with what? Int?
Int, yeah. Program with int, and then if you succeed, you give a +1 to mailings roll.
Nice.
So that would be a 10 for mailing, but either way, she would have succeeded anyways. So you go through the professor first. 1 second.
And I'm assuming Mike and I are just watching this while Mailing's processing it.
Yeah, Mailing, you kind of go over to CPS, you kind of interface directly into the central core. The CPS kind of acts like a processing unit as a conduit for all this information. Truthfully, there's not a lot of information on these laptops aside from the operating system. There's only about 2 or 3 files in each one. It's very clandestine. Very, very hard to tell, but because you got a 10, I'll tell you one thing that you've noticed. A lot of the programs and the software has been scrubbed, and there's a signature on it. And the signature is known by a hacker. And again, all hackers have a signature one way or another, and this one has a simple lotus flower in ASCII art, in somewhere deep buried within the code, and you gotta pick it out, and you can roll a no check to see what the source is.
Cool.
All right. Wow. Okay.
I know the hell out of it.
You definitely know the hell out of that, and you would know this.
I mean, she would, right?
Yeah, you would know this hacker simply as Lotus, and Lotus is a prolific hacker that would normally work with the Nova Commonwealth.
Okay, so you guys see Mailing kind of like trying to tilt her head back and forth, like she's gone through it. And then she kind of sighs. She says, Lotus has already been through this.
Lotus?
Oh, right.
Is this a name we should recognize?
She's a hacker. Well, they're a hacker. They kind of like... Is there like any salvageable data off this, or is it all just scrubbed?
No, it's pretty much what it is that most of the data has been scrubbed, so like it's essentially... What they did with the laptop is they tried to make it as neutral as possible, so that it can't be traced. But you can, because if you got a 10 and a 12, certain egos make it much easier to see if you know what you're looking for, especially if you're an android. It's easier for you to interface with these things, and you kind of process all this information at once rather than like a human person to kind of go through like bit by bit. Literally everything is downloaded, and you go through everything almost in an instant because you're right by this processing unit, which kind of filters it out for you. So that's how you would know.
What's left on it?
Pardon?
What's left on the...
Just files specifically towards these people. It seems that these laptops were given to the commander, the leader of this gang. Almost as a way of protection, because when you start to read the first of the professor, it's Nava Verlo. Let me type that down for you guys. Oh, I almost typed that in Twitch chat. Oops.
I mean, I would see it.
The professor and Nava Verlo is one of the CEOs of Vertec Pharmaceuticals.
Of course they are.
And you see some information. At first, it just seems like just regular emails and missives from one location to another. It seems that Lotus had tracked these messages and picked them up and processed them. And you notice that it's quite incriminating what exactly they're doing in the Shensu jungle. You notice that several of the materials used in the jungle are being harvested in such a way that kills the jungle. There's a plant specifically in that jungle that is used. You kind of remember you didn't use the one piece of medicine that was originally meant for the...
Yeah, it was like Hydra or whatever.
Yes, a very, very potent kind of rejuvenation medicine. It's harvested from a plant named Eden Ricaria regalia, which let me copy that and paste that over here. Specifically, the plant name, kind of shortened to Eden, which grows on the back of a sentient tree. And you see diagrams, and you see certain doctors and professors urging the company to not go through with harvesting these things because the tree actually feels pain. And it responds using electrons. So you can't really hear it, but if you like strap up certain equipment to it, the tree can communicate in through emotions. Either it's feeling happiness, it's feeling pain. And every time they harvest it, it is feeling pain, because as you go through more of the tales of these missives, you notice that normally the trees only produce 1 gallon a year of Eden, of the nectar that's used in these medicine. But they're force harvesting by forcing all these tubes inside the trees. And by force harvesting it, it causes the tree to go through in a lot of pain, and the shock from the tree causes all surrounding fauna and wildlife to die. And you notice that there's a couple more messages about this gang removing certain voices from the community so that Vertec Pharmaceuticals can continue their business.
Right. So you guys see Mailing just kind of like go from like a neutral expression to like really upset, and she says her color kind of drains out of her skin. She's just like, "Oh, mother."
May?
This is terrible. They're torturing them.
Torturing who?
She kind of like rubs her forehead. The medicine Hydra comes from a moss. Was it a moss?
It's a flower, and the nectar that comes
out
out of
a flower called Eden. Pretend Eden
Regalia regalia. Yes, you can just
Eden
shorten it to Eden.
Regalia regalia. Which grows on the back of sentient trees, and they produce about 1 gallon a year. And Vertec has been speeding up this process by forcing the trees to produce more than their capability of nectar, and that is killing them and all the flora around them. And you can see she's kind of like shaking a little bit her hands as she says this.
I'm guessing this will have something to do with her job with the pharmaceutical company?
Yeah, I guess it probably would.
So, now with that information, you still have 2 more laptops to go through.
Yeah, it really needs like a minute.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to have a minute.
Miles is not going to be happy about that one.
No.
Oh my.
Yeah, you're not there right now, so it's gonna be great when you come back. This is happening all in the meantime that you were at the station.
I guess we should see if there's anything good on the rest of these. Whenever you're ready, May.
Vertec has ownership over all plants grown on this planet. And they're not growing them sustainably. They're gonna go through their entire product and leave this planet a husk.
But anyways, you have Mayor and Alabaster King.
Yeah, but whenever you're ready.
Yeah, Emily kind of takes a minute. I don't know what the robot equivalent of getting a nice glass of water is, but she does that. And then she'll plug herself into, I guess, the mayor's. Let's do that. That sounds fun.
Yep. Mayor Pamela Rutwick. Let me write that name down for you guys.
Let me go and roll my help here. Zip.
The first thing you see is about 100 very compromising photos of her and her mistress in the BDSM club.
Oh. Yuck.
Is 8 enough to give the +1 for
yeah.
her?
I did not need to see that.
Well, you're not seeing it either.
Yeah, only May is seeing this right now, and it's kind of flashing.
Well, no, I mean, my helping is also going through it, so I'm sort of idly flipping through it, waiting for Mailing to point me towards something to investigate further while she does something else. That's
and I'm looking over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's a lot of photos, and you would know because it's sort of you would have heard over the radio or the television that Mayor Rutwick has a husband.
Oh.
But the mistress here, very, very compromising. I won't go into much detail, but it's there. And also a long list of payments about several payments of like about 10,000, 20,000 credits in installments being paid to Pamela Rudwick, totaling to about 250,000 credits altogether from a company called Orion Solutions.
Okay, so Malin kind of like tilts her head, and she's kind of like, as she's tilting her head, the action of doing that is like kind of like dumping all those photos in the same place where she keeps her photos of that one guy's dick.
Nice.
And
in the bad place. That's the
the
part of the memory
place,
bank that we don't go to.
Yep.
The password protected folder.
Do you guys know about anything about an Orion Holdings, did you say?
Solutions, Orion Solutions.
Do you know, guys, have you guys ever heard of an Orion Solutions?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna pull them up on the net here.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a no on that.
Roll a no.
I'm gonna help
me.
on the no, because my no is
You
not
don't need
good.
to.
I
Wow.
don't need to.
I got a 3d6 and no.
Nice.
Oh, you're right. And you get to drop the lowest one, and you rolled 5-5. Excellent. The threshold to know that was actually 12.
Oh, nice. Okay, we do roll for that then.
Because,
That's totally just a shell company, right?
It's absolutely a shell company. There is, like, in the first, when you're looking through it, there is literally zero information about Orion. Like, you don't know where to look, but then you realize, wait, hold on. And you kind of just look at the names of companies, and it pops up one time in a directory of companies on specifically the planet Jakun 3. And that's the only place where it shows up. And you kind of get the idea that 2 and 2, it is a shell company.
Mm-hmm.
But to whose shell company, it's hard to tell, because you only know the name.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of fake names like Ray McScriff and Willie Dustus.
Willie Dustus.
Thank you. Willie Dustus is now an NPC.
I love him.
What about Anatoly Smorin while we're at it?
But yeah, that's that.
Well, that's a bit of a dead end then. So, yeah, there's not much there. She's taking payments from Orion Solutions, but...
They're just coming from the mayor.
Yep.
Okay.
What's the next one? Fuck me up, I guess.
The last one is Alabaster Kane, the chief of police in New Helios.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't there one for the doctor, I thought?
No, that was the professor. That was the first one that she had opened up.
Oh, right, okay. Right, I think because you said doctor last session, and that put the idea in my head that it was the... Yeah, it hasn't left my head yet. That's my fault.
And Alabaster Kane, unlike the others, which seem to have a lot of files and a lot of images, you see only one file with one document on it. And it is a file concerning Alabaster Kane and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
There was an IA investigation, and much of it is redacted. And underneath, you see in a comment, overturned by the mayor due to matters of national security. But you kind of get the idea after going through it that it is a missing persons report from Alabaster Kane's wife's mother about Geneva Kane, who was Alabaster Kane's wife, going missing. But it was ruled that the wife had ran away. That's the only file on that laptop.
Our police chief's wife went missing, and the mayor closed the case because it was a national emergency.
How would something like that be a national emergency?
That's a good question.
Sounds more like an abuse of power.
Also, is national the word they would use? I guess it's still a nation state, so it works.
There's still countries and stuff on the planet. It's just that you've only been in New Helios, that's why. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Alright. And it's about this time, after kind of sifting through everything, Miles comes back in the in the cargo hold. There you go. You're back.
Yay.
Everyone kind of hears the cargo hold opening and closing, and Charles kind of pops his head out of his battery area location. It's been flashing on break the entire time. His head kind of pops out, breaking the light, kind of floating around. And Charles says, "The boss is back," and goes back into his holding area and turns off quotation marks.
I assume he's referring to Miles.
Let's see.
So Miles, you come back, you kind of climb up the ladder, up the cargo hold, and you make your way over to the recreation area.
Well, that was better than expected.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, were there still the compromising pictures left in full view on Mike's screen?
Probably not, because he would have had Alabaster Cane stuff open.
Yeah, we moved on.
Yeah, we moved on.
Unless Mike would have them up.
Are they good, Alex?
I think Mike is dealing with a bug right now.
Can you not hear
In
me?
case joking.
Oh, I didn't
What?
unmute myself on Discord. I'm fine.
Okay.
No, sorry. What the fuck did I say? Are they good, Alex? That's my
Are they
question.
good? What's good?
The picture.
The photos.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Like,
It's like freaking like
They're juicy.
There's like one
They-
particularly good one that I still have open.
they
and I'm just
real
like,
juicy
God
and, like-
damn.
like 17 megapixels.
Yeah, so like, sure, why not?
You can see the fucking mole in her ass.
Wow.
Oh, you asked.
You did?
I did ask. I did. So that's the first thing Mike sees whenever, or Miles sees whenever he
Miles
comes up.
sees.
I'm gonna shut the fuck up. That he
Seriously, no time in cracking this open.
yeah, it's not all good news.
No, I have some good news. Well, news. Whether it's good or not, I'll let you decide, but the, Mr., what's his name? Hold on.
Mr. Kane.
Something came.
Mr. Kane has graciously offered us, I think 2,000 credits for the return of any pads, unrelated to the one he asked us to give to him.
Well, I'm game for getting rid of these. They seem like they're gonna be a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I already duped all the records on these anyway. We were just pulling off the copies.
Very good. So I assume we've got everything copied now.
Or
Yes.
spoof is the word. Whatever. Like I deleted the
Yes.
logs. Like we did that last session.
Yep.
Apparently, there were some rather compromising photos of the mayor. I think I heard
I
Malin
didn't.
glow.
Well, no,
gag
you
a
saw
little.
those guys. I didn't say them.
It doesn't really
I
bother
didn't-
you. Aren't you a spider?
Oh, I didn't say they bothered me. They seemed to bother the others.
Oh,
Well, it didn't bother me.
I mean,
Really?
she's really got a imagination. Holy shit. Anyway, so yeah, about the job for the plant company.
Yeah. Raylan's kind of like tapping her fingers on the table. You're not gonna like this.
Yeah, Mike's gonna let Mailing handle this.
well. There really is only one solution to that, then. Absolutely.
I mean, this isn't. Why do I feel like we're going to end up on a wanted list?
We're going to blow something up, and I doubt it. After all, we're not going to give over every pad we have.
I mean, you give him what he wants. Well, actually, one of these is definitely gonna... They're definitely gonna want it.
Well, blowing something up actually helps, though, and she's kind of like toying with a fork on the table.
Actually, like, in lieu of payment, we may be able to get them to turn a blind eye to what goes on.
I mean, we got enough shit here to blackmail the mayor, too, I guess, if we wanted to. And, in fact, if we're gonna be doing something against this corp, we're probably gonna want to do that since she's paying them off anyway.
Yes, quite. Unfortunately, I think we have nothing on them. Other than what you've already found.
I mean, it's not enough to do anything.
If you do remember the session that Mei Ling had approached them, they said that they had been busy with harvesting things at the moment, and if you had completed the job successfully, you would be given tour of the facilities.
Yeah.
Oh,
We don't know what the
sure
job
did.
specifically is, but we did already agree to it, so, like, we're still doing it anyway.
Well, kind of long game kind of guy here.
Yeah, we're at least gonna use it, if nothing else, like, use it to get information. Because after hearing this, I get the strong impression that Miles is not going to want to leave this place at least. Well, we have like a week, don't we? Like a week until we have to leave for the cargo.
Mm-hmm.
So we got like a week. We got like a week to make a big mess here, and then get out.
I want to do some research.
Quite.
I want to look up eco rights activists in this quadrant.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
I'm gonna help with that.
Yeah.
I actually probably know about
While
that.
they're doing that, Alex,
Yeah.
tomorrow morning I'm gonna go ahead and contact the guy that we were doing this shipment for, and like go ahead and work with him, get that shit uploaded just in case. Let him know. Well, we might actually have to dip out and leave early, so just in case, we want to have your stuff, ready to go.
Should I roll connect? Would that be the right roll for this?
If you want to, well, it's connecting. Yeah, it would be connect to see.
Depending on
kind
what
of
you're
crowd
going about doing,
you want
I
to
guess.
contact.
Yeah, if that's what
what
the goal
stat
is.
should I be
that would
rolling
be-
on that?
Connect. For in this case, it'd be intelligence.
Okay.
What about for helping?
Same. You roll the same
continue
thing,
the same.
and you just have a
Okay.
lower. You have a lower number you
Oh.
gotta hit to give a
That's not
bonus.
gonna help.
Yeah, ooh.
Nope.
Nope. Not on this side of the.
Oh,
not on this
wow.
side of the cosmos.
Don't know him, but that's whatever.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That figures.
Hey Alex, can I roll connect just to see if I know any just regular style terrorists around here? Like not necessarily eco.
If you roll, then it's kind of a party check, and half of you've already failed. So
I guess that's fair.
Thomas?
No, yeah, I'll just keep doing what I was doing.
So with this revelation, what is Silkis doing? Revelation.
Well, I'm a bit out of my element here. So she's kind of sitting back and letting the others do the work.
I guess we're also implying having a history of maybe getting a little involved with bullshit. Or establishing that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look up.
Well, maybe we could contact our friends, the Hogs. They might know some unsavory types.
You totally have their number.
I want to look up what the mayor has done in the past regarding
Yeah, let's get some information. Let's get a list of CEOs. Let's get a list of let's see any suppliers, anybody that would come in, anybody with a grudge against this company. They could have leveled them out with I don't know, land disputes, something like that. I'm sure they have plenty.
Yeah, and I want to look up what the mayor's what legislation has gone on around plant,
This sounds like just a
like
big no
eco
chat.
stuff?
It's no. It's definitely no.
All right.
I'll aid.
What?
I mean, I guess I'll aid.
And my big old smarty pants. That's the 12.
It's not just that you're a smarty pants. You kind of know what to look for. You kind of know what to search up for and narrow down that focus from there.
That's the 13.
Yay.
Well, and also to comb through all of the bullshit information, like yeah.
Okay.
Being able to instantly process stuff helps too.
Yeah, it does. Definitely does. All right. So you kind of go through the web, and with a 13, you eventually pick out a few legislations that seem to be interesting, specifically to this. Now, one known as the Vertec Forward Initiative. This is the main initiative, the legislation that allows them to have pretty much monopoly over all the local fauna and pretty much everything that has to do with plant life and medicine and all that stuff, because Vertec is one of the main exporters of this medicine to all places in not only just the planet, but in the sector as well. And they have created and established trade routes to both the United Republic and the Nova Commonwealth. And because of this, it's caused New Helios to go through this golden age of economy. But you do notice that there were a lot of naysayers to this, because much of them have said, like, okay, no, we got to do more research. We got to make sure that it doesn't harm the planet. And a lot of scientists were speaking out against this, but much of the dissenters had been silenced eventually. And
One way or another.
One way or another, and eventually the House voted. It was about 80 to 20%, 80 for the legislation, and it passed. And a few notable ones for the ones that said no was a scientist who works at New Helios University named Arden Stanzi. Let me type that down.
Thank you. I was about to ask you to.
And some further research about specifically Arden Stanzi is that he is a retired professor living not too far from New Helios, about the northern suburbs.
Can I get his number?
His number isn't there, but with a couple directories, you find an address.
Okay.
Perfect. We can pay him a visit.
And the other one is another initiative done by the mayor, specifically about establishing neutrality between both the Nova Commonwealth and United Republic. Essentially, it's like a free trade kind of policy, that they're not affiliated with either or, and they just want to make money. And that was also, but that time it was by a landslide, like 95-5 for the legislation.
I mean, that's fair. I can understand that. It's also kind of giving me a good picture of the mayor's motivations, which are money and maybe pussy also.
And you do notice that there's a name that pops out in both of them. Galen Kane is one of the main proprietors of the legal team that drafted part of this legislation. His name pops out in both of them.
That's quite a lot of Kane.
Side.
There's a lot of cane, and they're all spelled differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
It's a whole gallon of it.
Clearly no relation.
Is he actually not related to the police dude?
It's spelled differently.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't necessarily mean no, though. Families change names due to feuds.
Anyways, those are a few more names that pop out.
Now, who was Galen Kane again? Like, what was their...
Galen Kane was the one of the main lawyers.
On which side? That's what I want to know.
On the mayor's side. That helped drafted the mayor of this bill.
Do we want to split up then and contact these people?
Yes. The question is how to split up.
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Hoping to get from Kane.
Literally
what was
anything.
Okay.
Kane was the one who drafted the bills that basically all the negative stuff, right?
Well, the bills that lets the planet trade freely between the two major galactic powers.
Basically, that'd be the guy that keeps the things neutral.
Yeah. Okay, so I think maybe me and Silkis should go see the Hogs and see if they got any information that we can trade for. And then Mailing and Miles go talk to Professor Stanzi.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's do that.
We're gonna go see Stanley.
Well, let's take the evidence of what this company's doing. I'm sure he knows, but he needs to know that we know.
This is all in the CPS, so just, you know, you can connect back to the ship and pull it whenever you need it.
Nailing kind of like goes into her makeshift hydroponics range. She comes out with a little bonsai tree of mother.
It's cultivating nicely.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried it wouldn't have enough soil to grow, but you seem to be doing quite well with it.
It is resilient as fuck.
She's actually got like a little shrine of them, like quite a few actually. It's taken up like 20% of her workspace.
Refresh my memory, didn't you already plant one on this planet at the doctor's house? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do you do more than one, or you just do one?
No, this is a gift.
Yeah, it's just we have to, yeah, I mean, we can do more than one. There's no rule against it. We just have to log which one it is if we plant a seed.
I see.
In which case, so, what are the groups again? So we have 3 avenues, the Hogs, Arden Stanzi, which is a retired professor, and Galen Kane, which is the lawyer.
I don't think we really can get anything from Kane right now. Like, it's good to know who that is in case we need to connect some dots later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not like...
Miles and I are going to go talk to Stancy, and Silkis and Mike are going to go talk to the Hogs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I figure take Silkis. They like Silkis a lot.
Unfortunately.
And
Yeah,
I'm the one who knows best how to talk to him, other than Miles, but...
Alright, so, Mike and Silkis, let's deal with that first, as you head over to the oily tap. And 1 second, let's change the vibe a little bit here. Yes, I'm gonna play... Where was it? Problem with all this music is that you gotta search for it. What you want. There we go.
I use like multiple playlists to like organize it.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of playlists.
I'm sure.
All right. So you head over to the oily tap, and as normal, after an hour of travel, you notice that it's still open. You see a lot of the blue collar workers kind of going to and from that area. You see Nasty Granny, of course, you know, with all of her interesting cocktails and giving them out. And
Places like these don't ever really close, do they?
Pardon?
The places like these don't ever really close, do they?
No, they don't. And Nasty Granny's just like sitting there and says, "Oh, welcome back. Can I get you anything?"
You give me something nasty.
All right. One hairy tarantula coming right up. And
that sounds interesting. May I try one too?
2 hairy tarantulas coming right up. And she kind of goes behind the counter. You hear a whole bunch of noises that wouldn't normally be heard in making cocktails. And she gives them to you in cans.
And growling.
Yeah, in cans that look like oil canisters, but like they're cups. She kind of like...
Is it like a shot's worth?
Yeah, it's a shot's worth. And throws them down. She shows it down the long bar top to you guys. And take a drink?
Yeah, now that's presentation right there. Down it in one go.
You can't help but feel like it would taste like a hairy tarantula when you drink it.
Well, yeah, you can feel it. You can feel the hairs tickling you on the way down. That's what it's called.
The way it kind of travels down your throat, it's very prickly, and it leaves like these feelings of hair kind of like sliding all the way down, and like it causes her whole body to shiver.
Only a mild amount of bleeding, but you know, it's fine.
No, there's no bleeding. It's just there's that sensation.
This is delicious. I haven't felt a sensation like this in years.
You want another?
Yes, please.
Probably actually better not. We're on the job.
Okay.
All right. So, with that, you see a familiar face all the way in the back there.
Now, that fella could use a shot.
And there's this... Oi, Earl! And he says, huh? What? Oh, hey! And he kind of like hobbles from his little corner. And he sits next to you guys. And he says, hey, how's it going? It's like I haven't seen you since yesterday. It was yesterday! And he kind of laughs to himself at his own joke as the three of you share a bar top. And
I politely laugh as well.
How much for our drinks plus a drink for him?
that'll be about 5 credits altogether.
Okay, I'm down to 2 credits. I'll pay for all of this, but Silkis, you're on point for paying for the rest of it.
And Earl, he says, hey, give me a purple maggot. You got it, Earl. And Jim goes behind the thing. Hear this whole bunch of noise from behind it again, like that shouldn't be.
Like an elephant this time.
Yeah, totally an elephant this time. And throws it down the bar top, and he takes it and he drinks it in one gulp.
Swig?
Yeah, one swig, and his now his lips are purple.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
And he looks to you guys and so
pretty good
what you
look on
back
him.
here for?
Well, we thought we'd come say hello to the Hogs, pay our respects, and maybe trade for some information.
We also missed you guys dearly.
Yeah, well, we actually ended up clearing out the rest of the bunker. You know that last room that you guys didn't go to?
Yeah.
Apparently
the
there
one
was
with
a
the deers in
mecha
it, right?
there.
Oh.
There was a giant mecha in there. She shot down 2 of our guys. They're fine for the most part. Maybe missing a couple organs, but they'll be fine. But we just starved them out, and now we have a mech suit. And he raises his hands up in the air and cheers.
Very nice. By the way, how are the, what were they, piglets doing?
Oh, that's who we sent in.
Well, you say you didn't lose
They're
anybody. That's
still
surprising.
alive.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising ourselves. Turns out they're no longer piglets. They're infernal hogs. Wait for it.
Thank you.
And with that, so anyways, now that the pleasantries are done, well, what say you? Trade information? Got anything for me? I got something for you, mate.
Well, I'll tell you first of all, the reason why we even come to you is because of what's on those little laptops that we took from the base.
Oh, yeah! Anything nasty? Not as nasty as Nasty Granny over there. And Nasty Granny just points and snaps. All right, Earl, you good. You get another one.
All right.
Maybe
Well-
you should give them a taste and show one of the pictures.
Yeah. I'm just give him one picture that just shows the mayor. It's the mayor. You can tell it's the mayor, but in a mask that I will not describe. I will let Alex describe.
It is totally a sensory deprivation suit.
Oh God! Well, how could you tell it was the mayor?
Well, maybe the mayor wasn't using it.
Oh, okay. The mayor's just
The
in
mayor
there
was with
okay.
the mistress.
Okay, sure.
And it's definitely the mayor in a very interesting outfit with several mistresses. And he looks and rubs his eyes and looks again. You gonna keep that photo or
I snap back so. I imagine that showing them the photo. I kind of pull it out of my compad like a little AR digital display.
Yeah.
And I just snap my fingers back together and make it disappear. Well, now that depends on if you can help us out.
You got a hard sell. That's why I like you. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay. Well, what you need?
Okay. Well, I guess part of the deal is also letting you know what was one of the other ones because I gotta tell you why we need to know this. So I kind of give him the lowdown with our boss is maybe a little bit ticked at the corp, and we're looking for any folks out there who maybe are also a little bit angry at the corp and maybe want to do some aggressive hierarchy restructuring.
Oh, all right. I know a group that you're looking for. Can you connect, please?
Yeah. To put it plainly for Alex, I need the eco-terrorists and the anarchists.
Yeah, no.
Connect with a, what bonus?
It's charisma.
I guess I'll assist him.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Any modifier for my,
it's what kind of he knows as well. But I'll give you a 1 modifier since you have.
Okay, you go roll first.
This connect is more about what he would know rather than if he's accepting it, because he's already accepted it.
So that's a +2 total, including Silkis' help.
It's 11. Okay. Okay, so with that, you kind of tell him, and he says, all right, okay. Anarchists, well, not a good time to be an anarchist right now. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Kane is putting down the heat on the people around you. You see the infernal hordes. Wait for it. Thank you. We like to operate on the outside. See, I'm the man on the inside, you know? I just get my ear to the ground in these things. So anarchists, no, not a good time to ask them, because they probably think you're a cop. But there's one other group, though. There's one other point, though. They're called the Salted Oaks. That's what your flavor is. They, let's just say, do strategic hits on specifically Vertex.
Alright, that sounds exactly...
But you didn't hear that from me. They're pretty clandestine. In order to get one of them ends is, they're crazy even for me. You know what I'm saying? He smiles like it's like a golden teeth.
I said, like, I start laughing, like, I kind of wrap my left arm around his shoulders, and I grab my compad in my right hand, I tip it over, connect it with his, send him, not all of the photos, but a couple of the choice ones.
Oh, I'm gonna keep some of these, but the boss could use this. Could really use this.
Yeah, maybe if you guys get caught in a jam, right? Yeah. Get a little, get out of ropes free card.
Hey, Silkis,
that totally went over his head, didn't it?
I guess I have a couple minutes to spare for you guys.
I got something in the city the other day, and you don't mind if I show you it?
Sure.
And kind of leads you back, and once again you see this gaudy of a monster truck, you know, even crazier than last time. Somehow, within the 5 hours that you hadn't seen him, it's done
repairs.
More ridiculous.
It got busted up, didn't it?
Is a mounted machine gun.
Oh.
I spoke to the boss, and we are diversifying our bones, you see. You showed us that guns could also be as badass as our fists. He kind of like raises up his hands, and they're like, because he's been in so many fights, they're kind of deformed. But it doesn't matter to Earl. And he's like, so, I was hoping you show me how it works, because I can't get it to work, man. And he kind of like is a bit upset at that.
I would love to. And I must say, this recent addition to your truck certainly makes it look a bit more badass.
Oh, that's the greatest thing anyone's ever said to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So do you go investigate the machine gun?
Yes.
Lord.
All right.
This is going to be our afternoon.
And
maybe we should try to carouse this guy while we're here, maybe.
You notice the firing pin is slightly loose.
Can I make adjustments on it and whatnot?
Oh, you just you put it in, and then you can totally fire it at because it's like where the Oli tap is kind of located. It's like there's like a whole 4-foot thick slab of concrete wall behind of it by the parking lot. And you can totally fire at the concrete wall to show them how it works.
Yeah, well, no wonder it's so popular. It's got a built-in shooting range.
Absolutely.
And so gunshots next to this bar are never, ever suspect.
Thank you.
Anyways. Somebody at the range.
Here, let me show you how to operate one of these.
right, that's just a fire check. You can use like the stats on your DMR. It's the same thing.
I was just gonna roll shoot. Is that okay?
You can roll shoot, absolutely.
Every
Dear
fucking time.
You fire a visage of the infernal hogs into the fucking concrete wall. And
That's the pattern of the burst fire.
Yeah, it's
I broke Alex. I fucking.
So, anyways, Earl is just like is crying right now, tears of joy, and we're gonna put a pause on that, and we're gonna turn the camera over to Mei Ling and Miles, who's driving their own car down to the address of Arden Stanzi. It's a nice little bit of a change of tune here, and let's play this one. All right, Mei Ling and Miles. You drive for about 30 minutes outside of town, and nothing too crazy aside from, again, you do notice Mei Ling this time, a lot more cops, big cars, and you recognize one police officer and an android on the sidewalk. Remember, you had a moment with them, but they don't notice you in the car. You just kind of notice them as you're driving past.
I do not do anything to gain their attention.
You just kind of slink into the chair.
No, I don't. I just sit straight up and like,
Wait,
Right.
sorry, who did we drive past?
It was
just
one of
the
Mei Ling's,
cop and the robot I ran into earlier.
Oh, I waved the cops. Cool, cops. Hi.
and you continue to drive, and eventually you come across the suburbs. And most of the suburbs, this seems to be a bit more of a higher class area. Much of the buildings are made with either plasteel or wood. And being made out of wood is actually a bit of a novelty, because most buildings are made out of plastics, one way or another, because it's easier to make, and plus the shapes are a lot easier to form. And plasteel is because they have a shimmer to them. So like a lot of the houses have like this glisten to them that make it look more exotic. And there are trees kind of growing around, but the trees seem to be, half of it are electronic, the other half are real, and it's hard to tell. But from the faint kind of pulse of energy through the leaves, you can tell if it's fake or not. But eventually, you come across a small home, a little bit smaller than the rest, just a bungalow, with a car out front.
Wait, I'm stuck on the electronic trees. What?
Yeah. What's up?
Why does the tree need to be electronic?
Sorry, mechanical.
Wait, I'm sorry, what's mechanical?
There's some trees that are like, there are trees that are made to look like trees but are fake.
Yeah, it's like they can't get enough trees to grow in, so they just make trees.
Yes, exactly.
Or maybe that's like, since this is like a plant university, that's like an art student thing, so like all first year art students have to make a tree as an art project. So they're all just a bunch of weird first year art student trees.
So you end up finding this small man's home of Arden Stanzi, and there's a mailbox out front, and you notice a droid is kind of floating around, opening the mailbox, taking out the mail, and kind of floating back into the home. What do you guys do?
I'm sorry I got derailed by the tree. It's a weird concept to me. Anyway, so I guess I'm gonna follow the droid to the door.
Yes, that's fine. Let's walk. Let's follow the droid.
You walk up, and the droid kind of notices you walking up to the stairs, and it turns around and says, "Hello. Are you here to see Professor Stanzi?"
Yes.
Yes, quite. Please tell him Dr. Miles Sinclair is here to,
And Dr. Mei Ling.
Dr. Miles Sinclair and Dr. Mei Ling, and you hear like a picture of a snap. You hear like a snap as the camera shutter kind of flickers on your face, and says, "I will make him known. I will let your presence known to him." And he turns around, kind of does the Jetsons kind of floating noise all the way to the back.
Watches him go off like, I need to get myself.
A few moments pass, and the door opens, and you see an elderly man kind of dressed in robes right now. But you notice something. He is kind of limping because he is using a crutch with his left arm. He's missing his left leg. And he kind of comes up and says, "Hello? Sorry, I don't know you two. Are you here from the university?"
Not as such. We are Merely visiting during the university, as it were. But forgive me, I didn't introduce myself.
Do we have what's the name of the university from our planet? We probably went to it together, actually.
No, I went to seminary.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, my dude, on a planet where the main religion is like biology,
I just think it'd be
psychic
cute if
science, it probably
school.
is. Yeah, your seminary probably actually already has like a pretty big science wing that Mei Ling
Just so you know, out of character, if a psionic who doesn't train their abilities has their brain melted in puberty, you have to go to an academy.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, that's what the religious.
yeah, that's the seminary essentially.
But
you would have
given-
been from this.
Yeah, because isn't part of your thing. Like, you're basically a cleric, right? Your powers are like holy in your mind,
part of
right?
the whole part of the whole thing is that I don't know how I do what I do. I just do it because that's what I'm immune. I do it.
Yeah, because
Right.
you had the touch and they trained you.
Yeah, like,
But it totally makes sense to me that like a culture like that would have like a
probably pick
biology
some up.
university as part of that area, right?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Dr. Mei Ling. I have whatever bullshit
Yeah,
my
degree.
title is.
Yeah, degrees in xenobiology,
Yeah,
with a special
doctorate
in
degree.
xenoherbology.
That
Xenoherbology.
Xenoherbology.
Yes.
Herbology.
Not
So
bullshit.
Stanzi,
herbology.
Stanzi kind of looks at you two and says, "Oh, well, I don't have any guests right now, so you're more than welcome to come in. Would you like some tea?"
Uh,
I'd love some.
And,
What leaves are you using?
so you both go in. You notice his home is a bit dusty. The droid does its best, but there's very clear parts where it does seem that it has not been cleaned or moved in a very long time. Much of his building inside are actually made out of wood, but like not like preppy wood, like wood that is easily grown, like oak or cider or
Not preppy wood, goth wood.
yeah.
it sticks its middle finger up at all the preppy wood.
And
have any.
it's so just a simple. God damn it. But he does seem to be living simple. But you do notice, like, on alongside the where his altar is to his faith, you see a lot of pictures of his time as professor in the New Helios University, as well as a bunch of research papers and thesis. What's the plural of thesis?
Do you see?
Thesis.
These several theses.
I actually
of
am
him.
pretty sure thesis is the plural.
Yeah, okay. So, kind of written and placed around everywhere, and with pride. He does seem like this one gentleman stands. He does make an effort to clean that every once in a while, but he kind of makes some leaves and says, "Oh, these come from the Shiansu jungle. You can't get them anymore. That part of the jungle is long gone." And he kind of puts it in. But I do have a collection for visitors every now and then. I take great pride in my tea. And he kind of puts it in. Let's see.
I don't need any, thank you.
Okay. And he offers it to Miles, and it is very strong in the flavor, but there's a very clear sort of citrusy taste to it, and it's actually quite good.
I haven't had any like this since I left home.
Ah, well, I'm glad I could make you think of home.
I'm gonna set the bonsai of Mother down. I'm gonna hand it to him, I guess, and like, we brought you this gift. This is a cutting of our Holy Mother. Maybe a bit silly, I'm sure, but
No,
It's 11th
please.
generation. It's not silly at all.
So he kind of taps the side of his ears, and what appears is like a glasses kind of form on top of it, and he kind of looks in real close, and out comes a kind of a what are they called? Like what the goldsmiths use, like these little small monocles that like zoom in really close.
Oh shit! I'm used to know.
Joel Smith's goggles, I think, or monocle or something.
So you know what I'm talking about. He kinda
Yeah,
looks
but I
at-
have no idea what they're called.
But he takes a look in, and he marvels at it, and he asks, "May I hold it?"
Yes, it's a gift. It's yours.
He kind of treats it almost with a bit of regality, and he picks it up in a small
A
little.
loop. A loop. LOUPE.
A loop. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
And so, looking through his loop, you see he treats it tenderly, and he places it over to some of his other plants that are growing. Very exotic, but you've seen them in pictures mailing of the Shanxi jungle. And he walks back and says, "Very fine gift. Thank you. But anyways, what is it that you're here for?"
Well, it's come to our attention that a certain corporation on this planet is doing some rather dubious things in fauna.
And
Flora. Oops.
Yeah, flora and fauna. It's the same thing. Well, it's the same vein. They deal in both flora and fauna. But anyways, as you say that, his face goes from a very comforting kind of old grandpa kind of welcoming to his home to very stern and serious. He says, "I'm not going to answer any questions. I must ask you both to leave right now."
Professor, we really need your help with this.
I haven't told anyone anything. If you're here to check up on me, I have done none of the sort. And he...
Oh my, you've gotten the wrong idea about
Oh,
it.
no.
No. Let us show you something instead. This should clear up any misunderstandings.
Roll talk, please.
You bet. Charisma?
Yeah, charisma.
Namad?
No mod.
Oh. No. Okay.
Yikes.
Wow.
So, he kind of he stands up and he starts to shuffle the both of you out. And even though you're like, "Oh, I'm going to show you something," he seems very distraught right now. And says, "You threaten my pension and you threaten my people. You will not threaten me this day. I'm going to ask you to leave."
Madeline will show him the day.
"Albert, call the police."
Professor, we're on your side.
And he kind of looks at you and says, "My side was lost long ago, so if you're going to insult me, Albert!" And Albert is coming out of the kitchen. He's chopping some cucumbers. You see an apron around his spherical body.
Oh,
He
this
says,
is cute.
"Hello? Oh, what was that? Did you need me to call the police, sir?" And Stanzi looks, says, "These are not welcome in our home." And Albert kind of floats up to you and says, "The professor has asked you to leave his home. I do not wish to use force, but I am trained in level 5 martial arts of the Robot Academy." And he kind of waves his arms around, they're kind of sticking out of his hands. Well, one with a knife, the other one with a fork.
Little tiny arms could just come out of a sphere?
Yes. While wearing an apron without eyes.
Okay.
Making the Jetsons noise floating around.
Thank you.
Professor, here's my number. If you change your mind, please contact me, and please keep the cutting.
And he kind
I'm
of
sorry for upsetting you.
shoos you off. And you can put the call number. You have no idea whether or not he accepted it or not.
Yeah, I just kind of leave it on his dinner table, or not dinner table, table thing. The little table is by the couch.
Yeah, by the door.
Coffee
I know what
table.
you're talking about. Anyways, so the both of you are kind of shoot off. What do you guys do now?
Crotchety old fool. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna try to find a window or a place that would lead to an office or something like that.
You
What are
notice
you
there's a
doing?
study
Please.
on the second. It's a bungalow, but you do notice a study on the far end of the building.
Please tell me it's finally happening.
Hey, look. It looks like a study from down here, doesn't it?
Miles, no.
I grab Mei Ling.
Miles, you can't just break into his house.
We're teleporting up there.
Oh, I thought you were going to use the monkey, but this is cool too. I kind of wanted the monkey to be relevant.
The monkey's the lookout. What are you talking about?
That's cool too.
Mr. Sinclair, do you require me to cause a distraction?
I'd require you to keep a lookout and cause a distraction if we get caught.
Understood. We'll operate the number 2 special.
Oh no.
Very good.
You know exactly what I'm referring to.
Barnaby Jones deploy.
Yeah.
Alright, Mei Ling. We don't don't have too much time. Let's see what we can get out of the study. Hopefully he calls you back later.
All right, so the both of you kind of see the study, and you notice
Hopefully he doesn't call
as
the
you're looking through.
police.
Actually, hold on, both of you. I'm gonna have to roll sneak for the both of you here because it's Ooh. One
At least
second.
he's
What is it?
probably very deaf.
Yeah, both of you roll sneak, please. This is definitely Dex.
I can't look.
So the both of you try to get over to the study, and you notice the Professor Stanzi is still sitting in the living room that you just were in, and he's kind of sipping his tea right now. Very obviously very distraught right now, and Albert is there trying to console him. You can't really hear anything through the windows, but as the both of you kind of go forward, you kind of trip over what appears to be a rock, hidden by some shrubbery to get to the back end, and you hear from his, "Who's there?" And as that happens, Barnaby Jones comes swooping down from the tree and throws number twos against the window, giving you a chance. Giving you a chance to escape.
In my hands right now.
You're bio-warfare. What are you talking about? This is what I do.
I hate this.
All right, now
That was in character.
now we're up to the study. Because I can teleport both of us up there.
All right, so you teleport the both of you into the study, and there's not a lot in here.
Do
In
you
fact,
teleport mailing? Do you do that?
Yeah,
Oh,
burn
gosh.
burn application.
No, that is not good for her processors.
no, you go from one location to another in an instant, and it's like what is it? Feeling very groggy after you wake up, and you're forced to get up instantly. That's how you feel right now.
You get used to it. We gotta find something of interest in here.
All right, so you see in his study, there's a whole bunch of books about plant life, fauna, Shanxi jungle, several books in textbooks from the university, and a singular laptop on a desk by his study on top of a wooden table.
I'm not gonna steal this man's data.
We're not stealing, we're borrowing for a great good.
You could leave him some data.
Also, good point, actually. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, disembodied voice.
So what do you guys do?
Don't have to steal anything, just put what we have on his record and leave a note.
This is a bad idea, I'd say, and as I do that,
And you quickly open up the laptop and you interface with it, and you manage to put in the information.
yeah, I create like a zip file
Yep.
of all that information. I'm like, and there's like a text file in the front of it, like, hey, sorry about this, and it's like huge breach of your privacy, and I don't feel good about this either. But there's some information here that you'd really appreciate having. I think.
Mainly
Get
can do
back
this
to
in a
me.
blink because it's,
Yeah, that's. I'm just hoping that's the file name.
yeah, it's just like the file name with a really long kind of explanation.
And then like there's just like this zip file of all the information because it's probably like kind of big. So
Right.
Minimize
Who's
it.
back there? And you hear like footsteps coming out, kind of like walking down the hallway. Albert, call the police!
All right. You finished, Mailing.
yes, I'm finished. I finished 2 seconds ago.
All right, getting out of here.
And you teleport again. And man, it's like the worst feeling you've ever had.
I'm just gonna lay down in the bushes
Nope,
for a
nope,
bit.
nope, we're going. Come on.
No.
I drag
Come
Mailing.
on, don't you like being temporally compressed infinitely?
You get used to it. I'm telling you.
And
You're like kind of like shuffling after him. Like,
because the thing is, with the Android sensors, it feels like being in 2 places at once. Therefore, there's a lot of conflicting information. It causes her whole system to go haywire because she has to relocate and physically like tell herself because she
Yes, you
feels
gotta
like she's
do
still in
a soft reboot, right?
yeah, basically, I have to
It's
like.
it's like kind of like passing out on a roller coaster and waking up realizing you're on a roller coaster.
Or microsleep, but way more distressing. Like
Yes.
microsleep when you're driving.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically.
And Barnaby Jones kind of crawls down from a nearby tree. It's okay. I washed my hands on a hose and climbs back into your bag.
Excellent fecal swinging, my friend.
I hate you.
I'm AFK.
Guys, it gave me the monkey. What did you think it was going to do?
Oh, God. Anyways, so the both of you get back into the car and leave.
Yeah.
I say that was fruitful. Now let's just wait for our seeds to bear fruit.
Let's hope he doesn't call the police on us. Let's say as I kind of lay down in the
What are
seat.
the police going to do?
Arrest us for breaking and entering?
Oh, come on. We have something they want. They'll leave us alone for now.
So anyways.
Really, he's
Eventually,
going to take a nap.
the four of you reconvene back in the recreation area
The bar.
of the Soaring Swallow. After you
Not
done
the bar.
Oh, unless like you want to meet them at the oily tap.
I mean, we could just arrange to meet there. Either way is fine with me.
All right. Where do you want to go? Oily tap or the?
I think maybe actually we're delayed at the oily tap, so we have to just tell them to meet us there, so that we don't really get a choice.
Yeah, I'm busy having several of those hairy tarantulas.
Okay.
Alright, so Mailing gets there with Miles and she looks a bit drained. And she kind of
Well,
like
it was
sits
fun.
down next to Mike. Like, I hate him.
I sit down next to Mei Ling and say, "You look a bit drained. Try this, it's great."
Wait, hold on. Hey, Nasty Granny, you get anything an android can drink?
Well, there is something I do want to try. Give me a second. I call
Please
this
no.
the electric shuffle. And you hear a bunch of sounds from behind the bar again.
I don't want to be shuffled.
And out comes a USB drive and tosses it
I'm
over
not
to you.
plugging that into me.
Come on, it'll help you relax.
You're
No.
staring at this greasy, grimy USB drive that's chipped and has alcohol splashed all over it.
Who knows what kind of viruses could be on that thing? I'm not putting it in.
it.
You have a virus scan. Oh no, did Silkis just grab it?
Do it.
I
know, I
pick
thought
it
you
up
said
and I
never
throw
mind.
it back across the counter.
Can I catch it before it gets...
Yeah, I guess you catch it in
Reach out
the
one
air.
little spider arm.
No.
Yeah, I catch it, revealing one of my extra arms, I guess you could say, and hand
It's
it
like
back
you
to
have
her.
like extra like spindly arms, yeah?
This is a breach of my personal autonomy. We fought hard for those rights.
Come on.
Look, don't diss it until you try it.
I'm not going to try it. Look, I was teleported twice today. I'm not getting as well.
All the more reason.
No. What?
By the way, we did run into some...
Come on. No, I promise. Hold on. May, come on. Nasty Granny makes drinks like that one guy back in what was that one place with the guys with the really long necks?
Giraffe people?
Yeah.
I'm not putting that in my body. No offense, Granny, but no.
Listen, you do this me a solid. Drinks on me the rest of the night.
I don't want drinks.
Mike is Mike is like got both his like hands up together like in a little prayer position, like elbows on the bar, right in front of Mailing, just like in front of his face, like
No. Can I like take your hands and like shove them against your face? Stop it.
All right, fair enough. She kind of walks over and picks up the USB stick. But if you do want to try it, you know where it is. He kind of walks back, kind of
I'll make sure I don't forget.
opens up a drawer and throws it inside and closes the drawer. Anyways, the four of you are now at the the three of you now are at a booth with Silkis still showing Earl how it's done in the back. Every just now and then you just hear like a bunch of gunshots behind the bar.
Should I be worried about that?
What? It's the same noise I heard the first time I came here.
I kind of like sling down into my chair. I'm having a really bad day.
Can I pop back in real quick?
Yeah, Silkis.
Yeah, for when we talk business.
Hey
Absolutely.
guys, we did an outline, a silhouette of Mei Ling's face. You should come check it out.
Great, I'm sure it's beautiful. Leave me.
Oh. They do love wasting bullets in concrete, don't
We're
they?
gonna try the monkey next.
If I come look
Can we
at my
borrow him
face,
for reference?
Bonnie, you want to go out with that loud
if I
noise?
come look at my face, will you promise to try and stop plugging things into me tonight?
Whoa.
Barnaby Jones, his head plops out of your bag and says, "I am not comfortable being near bullets."
Oh, the monkey says no.
Oh.
Feel free to peer pressure him now.
I hope my buddy's really despondent about that as well, Alex.
You know, Earl's like, "Man, I've never held a monkey before." You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Kind of, it's just a very strange sight of a gangbanger with golden teeth and tattoos all over his face and arms, begging a small monkey with his head out of a knapsack.
Dude, Earl is friendly.
Hey,
I may have had one too many drinks.
Daniel, does this guy like look in your head like what's his face from King of the Hill?
Wait, what?
In my head, this guy looks like what's her face's boyfriend.
Oh, Lucky?
Lucky, yeah, he looks like Lucky in my head.
Who? Which guy? Sorry.
This guy.
Earl.
Oh, yeah.
Earl looks like Lucky in my head,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's totally what he fucking is, man. Like, that is what I've been... He's got the trunk, he's got, like, I mean, come on.
I just wanted that to be explicit and canonical.
You know what I'm saying? You wanna, and Barnaby Jones is like, "Only if you pay me in bananas."
Oh, yes, you had the monkey paying bananas, and he'll come out and watch shoot.
All right, you owe me 3 bananas. He kind of climbs up and climbs on top of Earl, and like Earl's like the happiest man alive right now. He got some spicy nudes. He's been shooting a machine gun all day. Now he's holding a monkey on his shoulders.
Now, he just pooped, so he should be good.
Oh, it's okay. I understand. I do that too. And he kind of like takes the monkey and walks out back. We're gonna be best buds. And with that, Silkis and Barnaby Jones and Earl go shooting. Anyways, back in the bar, the three of you are sitting around this table. What are you guys talking about?
Raylan's thinking about how she didn't get her PhD for this.
Well, our investigation turned him a crotchety old man, and that's about it. He wasn't willing to talk to us.
We left him our number. He might get in contact with us. Who knows? Probably not.
Left him more than our number.
Don't remind me.
So,
Why is she doing that? I ask Mike. I just kind of like point my thumb in the direction of the back where all the bullet noises are coming from.
I think, was she talking, or Mei Ling, were you talking to one of the other characters?
Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
talking
I didn't unmute my mic.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So,
that Silkis, that's just diplomacy. Making friends with our contacts. Also, she's really drunk.
Yeah.
Did you see like
fighters
Silkis'
get
face back there, firing like a perfect visage of Barnaby Jones's face, except with a top hat and a monocle this time? And despite being
She's a really
inebriated
good
to the
shot.
fucking moons and back, he is a really good shot.
Well, I'm glad one of us is having a good time.
In fact, Silkis has drawn about a crowd of 12 other drunk people clapping at her art.
So we got a name at least, something to track down.
we should follow your lead. I think it'll lead us to a, well, we're just
What was that name,
ours.
Alex?
Salted Oaks.
Salted Oaks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's sounds right up your alley.
Alright.
Roll no.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. There it is. I know it.
Oh, Jesus. All right, so Mei Ling, you kind of go through. What the fuck? You've been rolling nothing but 5s this session, except for that one sneak.
Bullshit.
No.
I'm good at knowing things. I'm smart.
Yeah. So, you kind of look and you notice a couple news articles that's happened in the last couple years about the Salted Oaks kind of making coordinated attacks against Vertex caravans going back and forth from the Shinsu jungle, and you get an idea that okay, maybe that's why we're needed for that job. As well as hitting certain pharmaceutical companies' distribution centers and their processing centers. In fact, because of all the attacks, all the production is now in the original location, which is inside New Helios, and that's why it's a lot harder for them to attack. Ever since the attacks have stopped.
So it's planned.
Well, we get in touch with them, I guess. See how we can help. Listen, this is to Alex now. I want to look up just the whole Shiatsu jungle thing. See if anything interesting
write down the name
about
too.
that.
There you go.
Shiatsu like the massage?
Yes, it's very it's a very cozy forest. So I want to look up the Shiatsu jungle and the whole.
Yeah, go ahead, Lolo.
Brouhaha with that.
There's probably stuff in the news about it. Well, certainly, I guess.
The Shiatsu jungle used to cover the majority of Jakun 3 on the southern hemisphere. It is a jungle about as dense and as wide as Russia, the entire country of Russia.
Wow.
It used to be, at least 10 years ago. But ever since Vertex Pharmaceuticals a few years ago has gotten their legislature to get, to push it, that jungle has started to dwindle. And you see satellite images of this bright, lush forest kind of going way across the entirety of the continent on the peninsula. You notice a lot of the greenery and the shrubbery has turned black.
All right, I'll show you guys on my compad. I'll show you those too.
And several experts have spoken against this, but you notice on the news, there's a few members, especially you see Professor. Sorry, it was double check your name. Professor Nala, the one that you had Nava, the one you had seen in the laptops that you had commandeered. Speaking against them, and it's a public debate right now. A lot of heat on it at the moment, and but after watching interviews between these experts and the mayor is pretty adamant. It's it's not a big deal. It's just the nature of the season, and spouting a whole bunch of fake news, very familiar to what's going on. It's like global warming doesn't exist. Stuff like that.
Disgusting.
Very much so. Miles and Mei Ling, you're both very disgusted by this. Mike, even you're like, okay, this is a bit much.
I mean, I understand this stuff. I mean, I've been around Miles and Mei Ling, and I imagine Mike's pretty aware of this kind of stuff.
I mean, you have picked up a lot of it through at least as.
I certainly don't like a fucking bunch of rich people coming in and ruining everything and then just running off with the money and leaving everybody else out to hang. Mike's pretty much all against that on the face of it, so you don't have to exactly convince him to go along with anything. Mei Ling, on a hunch, you should put that noodle to use on that lawyer, the one that we didn't actually go look up.
Oh.
Just to see if there's anything out there that we can latch onto.
Also, I have another lead I want to look at after that. But yeah, I want to, I guess I'll start looking up, what's his face? I need to, just make a word. Yeah, I know.
Oh, the gentleman's name? The lawyer's name?
Yeah, I
Gallon
lost
cane.
it. Gallon cane, there it is.
Oh yeah, the gallon of cane.
The gallon of cane.
The gallon jug of Raisin Cane sauce.
So I can totally do a, this would be administer.
Oh, mixing it up.
The
You guys
reason
wanna help
is
me with
that you know his name, but you're trying to look him up in databases.
Actually,
Right.
since I suggest this, can I help make that a 10, maybe?
You can make it a 10. I mean, not like it makes a difference. But you can roll.
Oh, it doesn't? It doesn't, actually?
No,
Then
there's
I'm
no
not gonna
thresholds.
waste
It's
time.
just the threshold is this is an apocalypse
Well,
world.
you've given me more information on a 12,
You
13
did. You have
before,
said
so...
that, so I want a yes
All right,
or no
that's
on
fine.
that.
Yeah,
then,
I guess you
official.
can help because you increase the threshold of success.
Yeah, I mean that's up to you. If we don't
Yeah,
want to
no,
do
go
that, okay. It's
I'll allow it. I guess what I'll do is I'll give the pertinent information and I'll give ambiguous, interesting information. In other words,
I mean,
anyways,
you
it's
can
really
always
help at the
say, hey, no, don't bother, because there's nothing else to give here, or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
to not waste
But,
time if you want to.
time. Yep. You search up Gallon Kane and you see it's a lawyer who graduated off-world. And you see a number that you can call right now, and that's all you really notice. It's just the lawyer who graduated off-world. You see his certificate. You see his. You've noticed that he's worked on a lot of legislature for the mayor in the last 3 years.
It specifically seems to be in the mayor's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
No.
So at the back, Barnaby Jones is after doing a pose and Silkis making that pose perfect. Looks over to Barnaby Jones and you offer to let him shoot the machine gun. And Barnaby Jones is like, "Are you asking me to fire that large machine gun 7 times my size, Silkis?"
Yes.
And climbs up your shoulders, right up to
It
the
is
machine
mounted.
gun. And he grabs it and he fires it. And he's gonna make his shoot check, which he makes at just a 2d6. Oh dear.
Can I assist him?
Go roll your shoot to see
yeah.
if you assist him.
That makes sense because you're like right there.
Yeah, roll. Okay, so you got a +1 to his roll. He gets stuck. Oh, you would have failed.
No.
Would have failed.
So, anyways, the monkey takes the machine gun, fires it, and accidentally pulls a little bit too much, and it would have hit like a bunch of cars driving the overpass above. But so he's like, no. You grab his arms, you got it, and he starts to shoot, and like the crowd of now 24 people are clapping and cheering, and like they're breaking bottles and like drinking and shotgunning things at the sound of just this chug of like the machine gun firing.
They're
And,
gonna be talking about this for weeks. Like, yo, dude, you
they're
fucking
gonna be
missed it. There's
talking
a
about
fucking
this
monkey shooting a machine gun. I'm sorry, what? Yes, a monkey shooting a machine gun, and you missed it.
Oh, it's good. He's getting practice.
Ameline's trying her best to
And
just
you-
ignore this whole
And
thing.
then you hear from his receptor, Silkis, because it's so loud. "This is better than firing my poop at people," and like just firing everywhere. And you just
Bless
hear
this
him
mess.
screaming and screeching.
Oh, Barnaby seems to be enjoying himself.
Well, I got a guy's number, but I don't think this is the right venue for a telephone call.
Oh, I was hoping that maybe we could,
Yeah, no,
Find
he
some kinda
seems to
angle
have
on
a
it.
pretty quiet internet presence.
Right? So I can totally like go find a quiet corner to call him.
No, I want to look up Lotus now and see if I can.
Oh, okay. Look at Lotus. You're more than welcome to try.
Would that be administer or no, or program or what?
No, that would be connect.
Nice, okay. Damn it.
oh lord.
Why am I so bad at connecting?
You're
Tell
looking
me-
for people that are way out of the purview of what you're
2d6 sucks. I want 3d6 and everything. It's way better.
Let's try. Okay, so anyways,
Yeah, you guys want to go outside and make a phone call?
Yes?
I mean, feel free to try it. I guess other than that, we just get ready to head out tomorrow for, to talk to these guys and maybe see what we can do.
Alright.
And I guess we're gonna have to make an actual plan here.
Yeah.
If we're assuming that it's to deal with these guys, we can set something up, but we also have the We have a couple of cards that we can use to bail us out slightly.
All right, so you head over to a quiet corner and away from the gunfire. And you call him.
Imagine we'd have to cross a couple of streets.
Yeah, and from the odd sound of cars passing by, it's about 9 o'clock in the evening. Most of the crazy buzz has ended, and you take out your compad and you call. A few rings go by. This is Orion Solutions. Who may I direct a call to?
Yes, we're looking to contact one, Gallon King.
Please hold 1 moment. And there's like a couple moments pass.
So nice old music.
Yeah, pretty classy. A few minutes pass, 5 minutes pass. Then you hear someone pick up. And it says, "This is Kane, who is this?"
Gosh, I have no plan for this, you guys. This is, Dr. Mailing, Xenobonology.
Yes.
Guys, what do I ask him?
You called him without knowing what to ask.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Who is
This
this?
is just how I generally
What do you
go.
call it?
No, hold on. Well, Mailing could ask him about like say, hey, I'm a xenobiologist. I'm here working with whatever corp, Vertec, and I see you've worked on a lot of legislation, and I just would like to arrange like an interview or something. I have some questions about that stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I ask him that. I do that.
I do that.
I'm working with I'm a xenophonologist from offline, and I'm currently on contract with Veritech. And I've been looking up, just the general goings on. I've noticed you've had a couple to-dos with them. I was wondering if we could set up like an interview and talk
Offer to buy him lunch or something.
Talk off the
Yeah,
record.
we could have lunch.
Talk off the right, yeah.
Talk off the record.
Talk off the record about it.
All right, give me 30 minutes. I'll call you back.
Okay. He says he'll call him back, or he'll call us back.
Hangs up the call.
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys do?
I'm gonna go ahead and Wikipedia.
All right, so you kind of go back to the oily tap.
No, I'm gonna stay here and edit Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. Stay out there and edit Wikipedia.
Enough of it.
While we're at it, let's look up any news stories regarding tension between the mayor and Kane. Not that Kane.
That would have come
Kane.
up already, I think.
The other Kane, the police Kane.
Alabaster Kane? You didn't look it up specifically. You can look it up.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah. Okay.
Mailing should do that.
If I can open up the right window.
Just like to know their relation.
Video games are hard.
Yeah.
So,
tabletop
roll no.
Yep. Why is it like this?
More like
Yeah.
yes.
So, what you do know is that the mayor had come into office about 7 years ago and had a rocky start for 4 years, yes. Up until 3 years ago, where all of a sudden a lot of our legislature were being pushed forward at an alarming rate. In hindsight, it does look like there's something going on. And once again, you notice it was the entry of a certain Gallon, lawyer, Gallon guy, entering the
Kane?
mix.
The other
Yeah, Kane. The other Kane. Yeah, no, there's two Kanes, sorry. Random name generator failed me. But anyways,
That's okay.
you notice Alabaster, the police chief, did have a rocky start the first 4 years, outspeaking against the issues and the fact that the mayor was very lax on gang troubles and violence, and that it was running rampant in New Helios City. No. So,
Gallon Cayenne.
Cayenne. So anyways, I just change it to Zane then, Gallon Zane. So,
Okay.
replace the C with a Z. There you go, no more confusion.
Nice.
So,
Okay, yeah, that actually works.
Gallon Zane, he there seems to be talks in 4 years into, so again 3 years ago, it seems to stop. And Kane got more funding for the police department in a deal that allowed them to deal with the gang troubles. And around that time, the gang troubles sort of rescinded too. Everything seemed to be wrapped up in a nice little bow. So I'm going to tell you.
Everything seems very convenient. Someone's pushing things behind the scenes.
So in which case, you're still out there 2 blocks away from the Oily Tap. It's about 10, 15 minutes pass. 20 minutes pass.
Oh my god, someone's vandalizing this page again.
30 minutes pass. You get a phone call.
I'll let it ring like twice. I don't want to seem too thirsty, and then I pick it up.
And
this is Dr. Mailing?
Yes, Dr. Mei-Ling. I'd like to thank you for waiting. Mei-Ling, can you make a evasion save for me, please?
Oh no. Where do I roll that? There it is.
Nope.
Oh.
Rip. Bye guys. It's been fun.
Silkis, your danger sense goes off.
It goes off.
Oh yeah, you still had that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Silkis, are you there? Sorry, your thing lit up.
Yes.
Oh, your mic isn't working
Yeah,
right
we
now.
can't hear you. Yeah. You're lighting up, but we can't hear you.
Hold on.
There we go.
Oh, I know.
There you go.
It's working now.
Huh, weird.
Well, I'm gonna go get some water now that I'm dead.
Can I, so my spider sense is tingling. Can I,
Yeah,
can I
despite
grab,
you're drunk, but like it's not around you. You just feel like something's really wrong right now.
You're nowhere near Mailing. You
Yeah.
can't help. But you know something bad's happening.
Something bad is happening right now, and you kind of crawl onto the top of the Oily Tap, and you see the. I'm gonna wait until Mailing comes back because this next part's very important. So let's take a break.
I mean, actually, now's actually a good time to take 5 minutes.
Let's take a break for 10 minutes to as Silkis gets a very strong Spidey sense. Oh man, you guys rattled the wasp's nest on this one.
I'll rattle your nest,
Thank you.
Dude, I'm a nest rattler. That's what I do.
bitch.
We're taking a 10-minute break here, Mei-Ling, before we go into this next part.
Okie doke. So do I get the shot? I need to quick.
I don't know. We'll find out.
I guess so.
Alright, we're back.
okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go AFK for a minute.
Let me go for it. I'm gonna rearrange this overlay because it's slightly out of whack. It's just a little bit fucky.
What?
Fucky.
Lucky. That's a good adjective.
It is.
Good adjective.
Okay, so we do have a... We do in fact have a minimum size. Okay, well I have to fix this the other way then. Yeah, whatever. I guess I'll just change the size of the title. Perfect.
Oh man, I'm back. That totally
I'm
completely
back.
went away from the original plot that I had for you guys. Interesting. Usually how it goes.
Alex, I'm gonna be sad if Mailing dies. Do you want to make me sad?
Well,
You're not
Do you
gonna
wanna make me
die.
sad? I might cry. Do you want to make me cry?
maybe. I gave you guys a lot of hints up to this point.
Lots of hints of collusion.
Yeah, but there was a shell company paying Mayor. What was the name of the shell company?
Orion, yeah.
What was the first thing?
I mean, that did raise a red flag, but I was like, oh.
Yeah, but it's totally a mailing thing to do to keep. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Let me wait. And then you waited 5 minutes until the thing.
Yeah,
Then I asked you, "Are you staying out there? Or are you back in the early tap?"
yeah, you're right.
And then 30 minutes pass, just enough time for someone to get into position.
Yep.
You didn't tell us anything, so it's not like
I
you
mean-
could have thought anything
You
either.
told me a whole bunch.
In hindsight, but like that's the thing though. Like, there's-
No. Saying Mailing didn't tell us did that.
yeah, it's
so,
true.
Like,
Yep. So.
Oh.
it's not like any of us could have been like, that sounds a little sus.
Oh man, it's like the whole screen like taking a photo of the game later again. Oh man,
Guys,
this is
I'm
great.
really-
I love how like smart Mailing is while also like
Listen, me, Mooney, hi. Me as a
I
person,
know.
I'm bad at intrigue.
I know, and it's made for a very interesting character of Mei-Ling, who is extraordinarily smart, but when it comes to this one thing, boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Intrigue's always harder in tabletops for some reason anyway.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of hard for me to say anything without kind of ruining everything.
Oh yeah, no, and that's fine. I think it's perfectly fine, like dramatically as well. Like, so it just all sort of works out.
For what it's worth, this time I was at least a little bit concerned. So you know what? I think I'm getting better.
Maybe,
That's how you get better.
maybe. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, so how much does your character actually like believe in that religion? 'Cause I don't know, I thought it was like an interesting idea, just a robot that's like religious.
Yeah, you know what? After you said that,
Especially in a religion centered around the like animism and the idea that like a tree can have a soul because people believe in it, and
I think
probably an
Mailing-
android too could have a soul if enough people believes that she does.
I think it brings Mailing a lot of comfort.
Right.
She may not explicitly believe in it, like from a scientific basis, but like it's a nice idea to think about. And it really helped her out a lot as she was transitioning from a service android to her own functional individual.
Oh yeah, the joke I was making about the song from that album. It's about how everyone's gonna die, and you know, there's this big river that in between like good and evil that is life. We can just keep on swimming until we die, right? Well, Mailing, I guess, little problem with that there, I guess.
Yeah, androids can swim. Look at all wet. Break my circuits.
Yeah, that's the problem. I just thought it was interesting. I don't know.
No, that's cool. I really like how you're picking up on the subtext in the song.
And I'm all about that subtext. That's my fucking jam. Like Alex taking the hammer and chisel to Halcyon City. Like, oh, this looks really pretty, isn't it? Chips off a bit more of the paint. That's fucked up. There's a lot of rust underneath here, huh?
Listen,
That's fucked up. You can just keep digging. It just gets deeper and deeper, huh?
Weird.
Weird. What happened to all that gold paint?
Yeah, exactly. See, like that's the type of story I want to tell.
Yeah, no, you're doing it. You're doing it. By God, you're doing it. It's. I like it. Yeah.
What if Teen Titan was made for a mature audience? Because like fucking teenagers fighting crazy supervillains that are murderers, it's kind of fucked up.
I don't know. I feel like this is still like we're still in Teen Titans territory. This is just what if Teen Titans was made today, and so was about more things maybe relevant today than what Teen Titans.
Yeah, no, I kept the comic book cartoony kind of like whimsical thing to it, but it has a little bit more shades of gray.
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be like Teen Titans, where if you ever think about the implications of things, it's like woof, but they don't ever really explicitly explore it in the text, so they kind of get away with it. Like how Slade is like a child molester. Slade.
Yep.
Yeah,
as a kid,
like that's a very clear analog. Like that's holy shit. As an adult watching that, I was like, wow, that went over my head.
Exactly, like it's different. Like now we're in like the purview.
But he's like, like totally just like an abusive. Like yikes, yikes. They really hammered that. I mean, that's what made it so good, I guess, is they were drawn from something pretty raw.
For real though, like.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
I should rewatch Teen Titans.
We're
actually it's a good show. It's
they were entertaining the idea.
And Sailor Moon capture.
They were entertaining the idea of like watching an episode or a couple like before and or after we played the game just to get us in the mood for it. I'm kind of down with that.
That's not a bad idea.
Actually, we were thinking when they release a new season, if they do release a new season, watching it bi-weekly to watch like 2 episodes in a row before the session starts would be like a great idea to kind of set the vibe, you know?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Should we hold off on watching it then, so we're all watching it first time together? I mean, I don't think I'll see too many spoilers anyway.
I honestly feel like I wouldn't mind waiting like 2 weeks to watch the episodes together.
I certainly wouldn't, because I probably wouldn't be watching it otherwise. Like, I would be like, oh, that's cool. But like, I wouldn't actually got my way to watch it.
It took me like 3 years to catch up on the universe.
Okay, I'm
still not.
Okay. Miles, are you here?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's get going. Okay.
So anyways, my
danger music. Oh no.
Right?
1 second. I gotta switch the music, thanks for reminding me. 1 second. Alright. What's a good one here? Trying to find a good one that kind of really sets the tone for this one.
Here.
Here we go. All right.
So anyways, my spider sense is tingling. Do I have enough time to grab my gun and get to the roof?
You do have enough time to grab your gun because the gun's in your pack right now. You kind of take it out. Mm-hmm. And as you climb to the very top of the Orleans League, there's like the where it's located. It's kind of like close to the overpass. And the overpass is really, really tall up right now, or really high up.
Okay. So can I see Mei Ling from here?
You can see Mei Ling a few blocks away. And Mei Ling, oh shit!
Hey.
You can re-roll that evasion save.
Oh, you actually can help. Holy shit.
Reroll the save.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yep. The Silkis, unfortunately,
not better.
Unfortunately, you did try. Silkis, you kind of like using your psionic powers, seeing a alternate future and kind of pulling it from that reality. But you realize you take a look at all the possible outcomes, and they lead to this one moment. And to your dread, Mei Ling, you take.
In all possible universes, there was no way that Mei Ling was not going to get incredibly owned.
Yes.
Okay, Mei Ling's fucked up, but not dead.
Luckily for you, wait, no. I'm sorry, but that's at a +2 because I forgot to add the shooter skill to this.
I'm at 0.
And
what happens if I have
Silkis,
0 HP?
You're bleeding out.
I'm bleeding out.
Hang on, I think it's different for androids. Let me take a look. VIs can be healed as spare points. VIs. VIs reduce to 0 hit points, but are not entirely smashed or incapacitated and badly damaged. Removing this quality requires 24 hours of work by a technician, at least 1 unit of spare parts, after which the damage can be repaired as normal.
Well, this is what happens. Up at the top of the overpass, Silkis, you do see a figure driving. There's a van there, and you see a visage of a man in a not a man, sorry, in a
Can I
figure
shoot
in
the
a
van?
not the van. Well, there's a person there in a full tack suit, with orange goggles glowing, with a long-barreled rifle that just fired right at Mei Ling. And Mei Ling, you're looking. The call stops, and you look up to the sky and you see this figure, and all of a sudden, straight through the heart, through your chest, and everything goes black. And you fall over, and your the android fluid kind of seeping out into the ground as your body is just goes completely inert. Silkis, you see a figure very far away on the overpass. I will allow you to make a shot. But this is a shoot, and you're going to have a -2 because you're out of your range. This, you actually have to collect a DMR. This is not a shoot skill. You're firing specifically at this person.
So it's a -2 to the input value?
Yes.
Yeah, -2 much.
Unfortunately, you managed to... alternate outcome? I guess you can.
Well, does it hit, first of all?
It does not hit.
Then, yeah, I want to try it again.
That's your second point of effort in the scene.
That's a much better outcome.
Yes,
Oh,
but
baby.
the shot does not kill. As you see this, and you see Mei Ling drop to the ground almost in slow motion, her compad dropping into the streets nearby, next to like an open sewer. Pardon?
Don't make me lose another combat.
No, you didn't lose another combat. It's just like the image of just Mei Ling, like just a slow-mo shot of you see Mei Ling's face, just like your eyes just roll to the back of your head and your body goes limp, and like there's a hole in your heart where your heart would be about the size of a fist. Gone. So you fall down, and electricity kind of spurts, and we spin over to Silkis, angry. I assume you're angry. Are you angry?
Relatively calm.
And you take a deep breath.
But yes.
You train your sights. A second breath. Everything starts to move slowly around you. You take a shot, but then you realize the shot will miss, and then you kind of using your psionic abilities again, pulling from a reality where it did hit, and you fire, and the bullet whistles across, and you notice the figure turns and looks at you, and you notice something. You feel a psionic connection, but the bullet hits the figure right in the chest. And as the figure kind of gets flung back into the van, you see the van open. You see hands pulling the figure into the van, closing and driving off.
Am I able to try to hit the van?
You'll have another shot, but you don't see the tires because the way it works right now is that the van is on the overpass, like about pretty way far out right now, and you're shooting from below, you're kind of hitting the railing. So it's going to be kind of difficult. So you'd be able to hit the van, but you might not be able to do much with it. Would you like to try anyways?
I'm going to go ahead and try. Maybe
Okay.
I can hit something to cause a leak.
Okay, you're going to take a -2 to this roll again because it is far off.
You need to use some like tracer rounds or something.
Oh, you know what? It's not like it matters. You rolled a 20.
Oof.
That hits something.
It hits the license plate and it falls off, and the van still drives away.
Eh.
I mean, it was low damage, and it's, small arms, technically. I'm sure high caliber bullet, but...
You take a deep breath and you breathe in, out, and at the right moment, you fire, and the bullet whizzes past and hits right by the corner of the license plate, and it plops right off. You're gonna have to go retrieve it, but it pops off. What do you guys do?
I mean, the rest of us are just inside the bar.
And
gunshots.
actually, though, these gunshots are different. You would know what these gunshots sound like, and they sound like Silkis's DMR. And the both of you know that the DMR gunshots only happen when shit hits the fan.
Hey, Silkis is shooting at something.
Yeah, no, we're like running out the.
Yeah.
You run out the front door, and like we take a camera. Mike opens the front door. You see the gentleman there, and kind of gives you back your gun, and you see all the way down a couple blocks. You see Mei Ling out cold on the floor.
Whoa! I'm sprinting over there.
What are you doing, Miles?
Give me some space here. And sucker.
Mei Ling's an android.
It
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't know
work,
how
dude.
that fucking works.
It
'cause
doesn't. I don't think. I need to fix her.
That's a little dumb, but okay.
Well, it's the thing about her being an android.
Yeah, I know, but what does she get as far as an advantage for that?
I'm gonna read over the VI rules real quick. What page is the VI rules?
Should definitely do that.
I copy pasted them onto my sheet.
Oh,
But anyway, let's say, okay, so you fix it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and just fucking...
I mean, Alex already literally said it will take like a full day to fix
you
it.
mentioned that.
To fix the
That can only
damage.
be fixed with spare
you
parts.
can use your psychic
Big skill.
sucker. You can use your psychic sucker to suck in all the fluids back into her body because those are biotic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, how much of this
You will
biological...
not be able to resuscitate her because that is something that Mike has to do. But you'll be able to stabilize her long enough to bring her back to the Soaring Swallow.
Yeah, I'll stabilize her for sure with
Yeah,
my...
I gotta get the fabricator running. I gotta make like new skin. We gotta make like a new whole chunk of Mei Ling here in the center.
And I'll switch back to Silkis and try to get the details.
I'm jumping back down and I'm yelling at Earl, "Hey, I need you to take me over there."
Where is it? Wait. Point me to it.
I point.
Oh, how far away is that?
That is quite high up.
How far?
Oh, like, trying to think here. About 4 stories from where you are right now, going up.
Is there a quick way up there, or would it be?
There's a
quicker if I
ramp
just
going up there. You can
climb?
drive up there.
Okay.
Meters, please.
Meters?
We've already
4
had this.
stories into meters.
God damn it.
What?
It is about 50 meters up.
Oh, boom, I'm there.
Yeah, because you teleport.
Yeah.
You
that
te-
effort for the scene. Cool.
Yep, you teleport straight up, and you see a license plate on the ground.
Interesting.
Now there's a car to pick you up.
Yeah.
And a few moments pass, and you hear this giant monster truck that you are so familiar with already. And Earl pops his head out the window and says, "How do you get out of here so fast? Know what I'm saying?
I'm very fast.
Man!"
All right, well I'm picking up Mei Ling, and we need to get back to the ship.
Let's go back. We need to pick up our other 2.
Did Mike and I take like a vehicle to the bar? I'm guessing.
Yeah. You rented a vehicle.
Yeah. Have we been paying for those, or did I
No,
make friends with
actually,
the guy?
no, the doctor,
Oh right, the doctor's paying for that.
Rupert, has paid for all the transportation, all that stuff. He's opened up the tab for you guys, and you guys haven't run it up too high. Just reasonable, just like driving for the day. It's not
I
that
mean,
big.
we've been just like renting the same cars, basically.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But I turn towards Miles and say, "The car is still back at the bar, and I'm not very good at driving those things."
It's fine. We'll go pick up Mei Ling, and we'll go pick up
And with that, you pick up Mei Ling and
sorry.
you drive.
Yeah, and Mike.
And,
And I hand Barnaby back to Miles as well. I would have grabbed him while running.
and you see a look of distraught on Barnaby's face. Is Mei Ling going to be okay? Please tell me she's going to be okay.
No one will die as long as I'm still alive.
She won't die, right? You promise?
Of course, Barnaby.
I'm trusting you.
Barnaby, have I ever lied to you?
Yes. And he comes back into your backpack.
I'm not doing it this time.
And a few moments pass. And you all meet up, I assume, back at the Soaring Swallow?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we're gonna be, like, at the, hold on, let me actually open this up. I mean, I guess where is, life support? Do we also just have Android materials in the life support?
Yes, there is a board, there's a table there. You just kind of, like, throw everything on the table, and you dump mailing on that, and you start to go to work.
It's also where a fabricator is. Okay, so, first of all, so we just cut to that, like, all of us in there. Well, it's gonna be down to you two to, figure out the shit with the Salty Oaks, because this is gonna take me all day.
And, you notice, Charles kind of... Wait, that's the wrong...
That's a little bit sentimental for this.
And Charles, you run all the way up, like you run up the recreation area. Charles comes as like, welcome home. It seems that you're all out all day. And mid-sentence sees that Mei-Ling is missing half her breast. And Charles is like, I will prep the table. And immediately goes to one of the crew quarters and brings out a small supplies from Mei-Ling's room that kind of recreates parts. And the both of you... And Charles looks over to Mike and says, I will follow your lead. And much of his sarcasm module has turned off.
Why is there a module for that?
Because sometimes you want it and sometimes you don't.
It's also one of Uncle's robots.
Yeah, we also didn't set it.
And,
so what is this, like a fix?
This is definitely a fix.
What's the stat on it? Is this delicate, or is this like...
This is very delicate right now.
It's a dex?
Yep.
Do I get a bonus from Charlie?
Yes, you get one bonus from Charles.
Alright, awesome. Thanks, Charlie.
Oh.
Yay!
I mean, this still takes all day, so
it does take all day. But
it's going to be up to you two to deal with the thing.
Okay, so Mike and Charles seems to be working on Mei-Ling throughout the entire day. Meanwhile, Silkis and Miles, you have a lead for Salted Oaks.
Well, Mike's got that well in hand. Let's say we hit up these Salted Oaks fellows and see what they've got going on.
Sounds good.
Let me get a gift for them real quick.
So,
And a seed.
I wouldn't be surprised if whatever job we end up taking with this company, we'll end up meeting them.
You have a point, but it's best they know about us now then. But we should take care not to get seen by any outside observers.
I don't suppose your professor might know of them.
I don't believe he's contacted us back yet. Mei-Ling out of the picture for now. I think she just left her number. Let's check her datapad, actually. Ooh, that's a little dirty.
Well, you kind of pick it up, and there's some, like,
No, there's not. I have a password on my datapad. You can't hack my datapad.
I probably could, but I'm not available.
There is a password on it right now.
This is a problem.
I mean, I could maybe... Would I be able to make a shot at that if they need it before? Okay, no, I'm completely...
You're too focused on saving Mei-Ling's life right now.
Got it.
Well, did you want to pay him another visit?
Oh, my goodness, I think he would might have a heart attack if I do. But he doesn't know you.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe, I should stop by and say hi.
Not a bad idea. Don't put him on his cover.
Yes.
So
It's
the
at
both
least worth a shot.
right, do you guys want to go after him?
Yes.
The both of you head out, and it takes about an hour to get there. And you go through the suburbs again, the mechanical and electronic trees kind of floating around as if programmed to do so. And eventually you make your way over to to Stanzy's home. What do you guys do?
All right,
Well, I'm gonna do a
So
notice to
hidden.
see. Yeah, I want to do a notice to see if there's
Roll
anything
your
that
notice.
looks kind of unusual. Is that wisdom?
Yes. All right. You notice something. Hold on one second. Let's see what I can say here. All right. You notice the garage door open, and the car is inside. Aside from that, you don't really notice anything else too out of the ordinary. However, Silkis, after noticing that and mentioning it to Miles, the car was outside of the garage the last time you were here, and now it's inside with the garage door open, and there's no one there.
Odd. I don't know how this man normally parks his car, but it has definitely moved.
Can I do another notice check to see if I see him inside?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to see. It's a bit later at night now. All you see is kind of like the image of a screen being played onto a couch, silhouette sitting on the couch.
Shall we go in? Well, I guess, shall I go in?
Barnaby Jones.
And Barnaby Jones' head pops out. Yes?
Silkis, if you would, please.
Okay.
Be nimble. No poop flinging this time.
I will not. Silkis is nice. She smells nice. And she kind of crawls out of your bag and climbs on top of Silkis' shoulder. And what do you do?
I guess I'll walk up to the door and knock.
There's no answer.
Oh god, okay, wait, I'm coming with you. He's not answering, old man. There's no butler either. That's not good.
I try knocking again.
No answer.
One moment. I teleport inside and open the door.
And you teleport on the other side. You open the door. And the both of you go inside.
I mean, I'm already there, so... Is it dark? I mean, no lights at all, just
No
You
lights.
said there was a silhouette by the TV, right?
Yep.
Let's go check that out.
Alright.
Oh,
I have a bad feeling about this.
oh, by the way, did you commit effort to keep your spidey sense on?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so it's off right now.
Mm-hmm.
The both of you enter, and you see Professor head back, arms limp,
Yep,
and the
he's
screen
dead.
is just kind of playing right now, and everything just seems perfectly placed.
Well, let's go and see if we can find a computer that has information. Or maybe we can go through his compad.
Good idea. He is dead, right? I'm checking. I'm
He is
actually gonna
totally
check
dead.
to see if he's
No
dead.
pulse. He's dead.
Okay.
Body is still warm.
Oh. I'm gonna say let me still be here. You mentioned a silhouette.
That was a silhouette.
Oh, okay. Well, let's creep upstairs. That's where the study was, I believe. So wait,
Sounds good.
I go upstairs. I'll take the lead.
You kind of you walk up the stairs, and rain starts to fall as it hits the windows. It's hard to see through all the lights. There's no lights up here. And you go into the study, and the room, and the laptop is no longer there. Everything else seems fine.
Damn.
Well, do you think he would have left something on paper? Or
Possible.
maybe a compad?
Very old. Let's see if we can find a combat, although I don't doubt they would have taken that too.
Roll notice.
Do you want me to do that?
What is your,
My wisdom is got a +1 modifier, and my notice is +0.
I have a 2-whiz 0 modifier on notice.
Roll
Just
notice.
Aid me.
And it's +1 to your modifier there. And Miles, you can... Right, that's a 9.
Yep.
Closet nearby, still closed. You hear a sound. And then silence.
Looking in that closet.
I ready my weapon.
I drop my gun.
And do you
Yeah.
open the closet?
Alright, I'll... Barnaby.
Yes.
Closet.
Oh, Barbie. Activating stealth protocol number 7. He climbs up and uses he clings onto like the side of the wall where it's safe, and using his tail, he opens the door. And as he opens the door, a spherical object with arms sticking out of it with an apron still on. You'll never take me alive! And he like leaps out of the closet right at Miles.
Oh. Quite.
And then like halfway he stops, like the knife almost like hitting you, and his arms drop. You are not with them.
No, we were here before.
Yes, I recognize you. I took screenshot of you. I run you through database. You are not with them.
Did you screenshot who did this?
Yes, is the professor.
Yes.
And he kind of sloops down, and I have failed. I have failed. And like him, just his tone just goes down. And
I've never seen a depressed robot before.
he had programmed me himself to feel empathy.
Oh, robots that feel empathy, that's a mistake.
Meanwhile, Mei Ling.
I would say there's a difference between an android and a robot, though.
Yeah, huge difference.
I don't. Would Miles actually think that?
Anyways, moving on.
I don't actually know that.
Albert,
Could you show us the picture?
we had a system. If certain figures show, I would hide. I will show you. And you notice his light shows them. It actually recreates a top-down view of everything, and you see a team of fully worn tack suits, much like the one you had seen earlier, Silkis. With these men wearing goggles and all, there are 5 of them.
Can I do a node to see if I might recognize those?
You can try to know the gear that they're wearing, because they're all completely cowled right now.
That would be intelligence or wisdom.
That'll be intelligence, because this is more. Actually, no. Hold on. This is wisdom to see if you're picking out certain things, because you would know much of their gear, anyways. There's a 9. This is a wet work squad, hands down, by the way that they're carrying their things. And this is definitely a whole squad. And they move around like they have been trained. Like they're fanning out there, and they're saying, clear, clear. And one of them says, 3, go check out on 6 in the van. We got this. And one of them goes back, and they're kind of referring to each other by numbers. And the one named 1 sits down in the chair, and you see the man before you that you had met earlier, just stiff. He knows what's coming. And 1 speaks up. Did you talk? And the professor says, no, I didn't say a thing. 2 people showed up. Do you have a picture of these 2 people? The professor says, no, I don't. And 1 continues, you telling the truth? Yes, I'm telling the truth. And 1 says, we can't have this going around, right? You know how this works, right? And there's a scuffle, and a needle is drawn from 1's belt, utility belt, takes it out, and quickly injects it. And you notice something. there's this green liquid, very much similar to Hydra, inside the needle that he quickly injects into the professor's body. And the professor just goes limp immediately. And one says, at least it's painless. All right, fan out, scan the area. Look for whatever you need to find. Don't take much. Gotta make this look clean. It's an old man. Guys have a heart attack. Got it, sir. And all of them kind of fans out. You see the image. You see behind like this closet. Albert is hiding, but like there's like a smaller little compartment that Albert can hide, and you notice the door opens for a second with one of the Wetwork squad looking in, but doesn't see Albert. Closes. They take the laptop. They kind of rifle through some of the papers and they put them back where they are. And in a moment, they're gone. And about 20 minutes later, you guys show up. And that's the end of the recording.
Body's still warm. Quick, give me a sterile bottle.
Understood. And he goes into the kitchen, finds a sterile bottle.
All right. I return to the professor.
bottle? Yep.
Let's see. I will remove a knife from my survival kit.
Yep.
I will go ahead and just slice a little bit of the professor and take that blood.
And Albert says, please do not desecrate the body.
I don't. If he goes to autopsy, they're going to cover this up.
Oh, yeah. So.
But we know somebody who may help us.
And some of the blood gets put into the sterile bottle. And you kind of close it up.
Alright. Well, I suppose you shouldn't ruin anything. Okay.
By the way, Albert, do you know if the professor had any connections to the Salty Oaks?
Salted Oaks. He told me not to speak of it for my safety.
We're looking for them. We're hoping they can help us.
In a situation like this, he said for me to find and hire a group of individuals. There is a fund put aside. Are you willing to accept this job from him?
Oh
Yes.
my, yes.
Perhaps we should go back to the ship and talk about this, though.
Wait, let's get you safe.
Yes.
And us, for that matter.
Am I going with you?
Yes, it'd be safer.
For now, for sure.
You guys still need to do the thing that you set out to do, though.
It's fine, shut up. Okay, we got it. Maybe a better thing. Actually, we could just bring him along with us for that actually may help.
Yeah, just having Albert with us, and it'll give, our butler someone to talk to, right?
Oh, I mean, take him with us to the meeting.
And we're also gonna adopt him, yes, but yeah, that's what he meant.
And Albert goes, warning, signal, blocking signal, and he points to behind the television.
Eh?
And there's a webcam that was put there by one of the earlier Wetwork squad.
Ah, good. Hey now.
Blocking transmission, blocking, difficult,
Break
difficult.
that.
And it
Can
breaks.
Yeah.
And you just quickly take out the battery. Thank you. Took nearly 99.79% of my sensors. Did not feel good. Very much struggle. And he seems to spark a little bit, and the Jetson sound goes down a couple octaves. He's losing power. And I am going to shut off now. And it shuts off, the arms recline in, and just drops them to the ground like a basketball. It bounces a few times.
That's fine. Let's open him up.
We should probably take him back to the ship, and maybe Mike can work on him tomorrow.
There may not be a need to work on him. His battery's low.
Oh.
Let me get in here. Where's the battery thing on this?
And specifically the spherical droid, or the...
Yeah, spherical droid.
Okay, so you open it up, there's a button battery kind of labeled underneath. You put your finger and receipts out the battery. Excuse me.
What type of thing is this?
Type of what? Oh, it's type B.
Type A?
Type B, sorry.
Type B. Okay, yeah, that's the difference. No, don't have one for that.
Yeah, type B makes it last for 24 hours, and it's rechargeable.
And type A is rechargeable, but...
Yeah, no, type A is meant for guns. Type B is meant for, like, driving suits and stuff. But, like, this is a droid, so it's type B. Oh, yeah, sorry. Type B lasts for a week then. But, so anyways, Albert is knocked out. And you have the webcam in your hands. You're more than welcome to try and take a look at it.
I mean, it's just a webcam, right? Like, is it
Yep. Yeah, well, it's pretty high tech.
Oh, yeah, look at it then. What's this,
Roll no.
Does it have external storage or internal storage?
It seems like it's transmitting a signal, but it was blocked by,
Oh,
by
like I
Albert.
crushed it. Are you kidding me?
Alright.
Oh, actually...
I'll assist you.
Whoa, hold on. Let's put it back. It was, let's put it back where it was and just take Albert and leave and try not get in front of the webcam. How about?
Mm-hmm.
Do you still want to try to get the compad?
The droid seems more than enough to me.
Okay. Then let's head out.
Droid,
I don't
it's
wanna
not a
stay around
droid.
here.
Robot. The one droid.
Well,
The shit.
I don't care what it is. I would just prefer to get out of here before, well, more trouble shows up.
Quite.
And the both of you head out, and you drive the car all the way back to the Soaring Swallow. And you enter, and it takes about another hour to get back, and you head up to back where the recreation area is. And over the comms, you hear Charles saying, "If you require my assistance, just head to my interface and call me. Right now, Mr. Sernadez and I are fully working on May's internal workings."
Right, let's see if we have an extra B somewhere around.
You totally have an extra B. Well, you can actually just plug it into the CPS if you'd like. And use a power source.
Perfect.
You plug it in, and it turns back up. And it kind of like is startled for a moment because it's a completely different area. It's kind of recalibrating. And the small spherical object kind of floats back up and faces... think of it like a completely pristine, clear sphere ball with just like a small gray little area at the bottom that causes like it to float. And kind of looks at you guys, or without any eyes, it just kind of faces in your direction.
Can it be like Codsworth from Fallout 4?
Sort of.
Maybe
Not
less
like-
appendages, yeah.
less appendages. But it's sort of like that. But anyways, it says, "Would you like me to play contingency number 72 from The Professor?"
Quite.
Yes.
Let's see what he has to say.
All right. And he kind of points to a emptier wall, like a white wall, and projects from like him. The center of his sphere kind of opens up in a small little lens, and it starts flickering on top. And it kind of opens up, and you see the professor in what appears to be the Shinsu jungle. Like you see a lot of people kind of moving around behind him, and he's in a tent and looks back and looks back, looks behind him, make sure everything's okay, and he looks towards the camera and says, "If you're watching this, I'm probably dead." And he's a lot younger, actually, and a few years younger. And it says legislature passed, and they're sending hit squads out on most of us. Salted Oak's going to go underground for a little bit. If you're watching this, you probably have accepted a job, but there's a contingency in this. In a bunker somewhere nearby, run by a gang who's also under the payroll of the mayor, there's information on her. I wasn't able to parlay with the gang. They, let's just say they like the power over the mayor and allows them to do whatever they want. But, some people feel like they can get off planet and forget about what happens to the planet, and goes on a bit of a monologue about how the Shanty jungle is being destroyed because of Vertec Pharmaceuticals kind of harvesting of it. And then it says, all right, head over to these coordinates. And they seem to be coordinates way deep in the Shanty jungle. There is a device in the middle. It's hard to miss. Silver in a sea of green. Press it and enter this code. And you see a code kind of flash on the screen.
Jot that down.
Yeah, you totally have it down. I'm not going to write down the code. It's like a 25 alphanumerical code. You totally write the code, and he leaves it on long enough for you to write it, or we can pause it. and search for Sergeant Kiani. He will know what to do next. And if you do have the information on the laptop, he'll know what to do. And good luck. And transmission stops. And the droid, the lens recedes back into the spherical orb and says, "There is a fund of the professor's remaining pension. That is your payment."
There, you transfer that over and we'll go immediately.
1,500 credits will transfer over to the Soaring Swallow. There was also one last request from the professor.
No.
Next of kin to contact: Genevieve Stanzi does not live on planet. If you are willing to send message contingency number 78. Sorry, what did I say 78 for the first one?
Yeah, I actually don't know.
Oh, 78, well, the number after what I said.
Perfect.
Give this file to Genevieve Stanzi for an extra payment of 500 credits. Last known location, United Republic Space, in Sector 605. Thank you.
Well, we'll just download that to our data store here.
I have no problems with that either.
And Albert kind of receive him.
I am a little nervous. They have the laptop for sure. We need to...
And guess, I guess he wrote a very long message on the laptop.
Right.
Well, we need to act quickly then.
Quite. We should warn Mike, though.
Yes.
And you kind of plop in through the CPS, and you see Mike going really hard at work right now. You see Charles with helping out. Two more arms kind of stick out from his body, and one of them's holding a piece of cold wet cloth to dab at Mike's sweat every now and then. And Mike, you can talk to them while you're working on operating on May right now. So what do you say to Mike?
Mike, we may have a little bit of a problem.
Oh, well, what's up?
With Mailing incapacitated as she were, we would have got into the professor's old abode and left him a message. Unfortunately, it looks like whatever hit squad hit Mailing also hit the professor earlier this evening.
We should probably at least turn off her compad in case they try to track.
She probably gave him her number. I don't know if she gave him any other information, but
interesting note about the Soaring Swallow, it also acts like a Faraday cage.
I'm sorry, like what?
It also acts like a Faraday cage.
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
Yep. So they can't track it inside the Soaring Swallow. I'm telling you right now, the Soaring Swallow is more than what it looks like.
It seems like it.
Yep. But anyways, what do you guys do?
At any rate, we've got a lead on our little group rendezvous, so I was thinking Silk could assign me right out and take care of that, but it's all the way in, what forest?
Shinsu jungle, like way deep into
jungle,
it, like Uncharted. Yeah. Uncharted seems like in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you're supposed to look for... There you go.
In other words, we're gonna do that once we head out to the job and meet up with them, is what's gonna happen.
Yes.
Okay, well that's fine, I guess. I still got a lot of work to do here.
Are we actually going to be safe doing this job, though?
Nope.
Not at all.
I mean, this is not like an ambush now.
No. And when they know something's up...
So we should just rest for the day, then?
Quite.
Boss, we might have fucked up.
Oh, there's no doubt of that. I mean, cutting and run is always an option. But
I
if we
think
do
you still
that, we're
got
gonna-
some leverage.
If we do that, we're gonna sow a little chaos first.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
With that, 24 hours pass. And by the way, mark down that you have 1,500 credits. You can split that amongst you guys. And Mike, after working a grueling 18 hours, followed by Charles taking as you rest, mailing the receptors go back online.
Mailing, did you write down the credits? You usually keep track of that and just
Yeah, I
checking.
did keep track down the credits.
Just put them in the bank.
Yeah, I put it in the bank. And let's put
Actually,
it
I'm
there, I
totally
guess.
broke. I'm taking 500 out of that just to have some spare
Yeah.
change.
Okay, I will too, actually. Anyway.
500 is a lot more than like pocket change. Okay.
That way I won't have to do it for a good long while. Listen, I earned a payday.
So, anyways, after mailing, you deal with that. Your receptors go back online, and you notice you're
Alright.
on the table, and there's a couple tubes inside of you right now, and Charles is there, kind of. It's all right. You're safe. We've tied you up into the ship's main power so that you can rest and reacclimate yourself to some of the new changes of your body.
Changes?
Nothing. It's still the same. It's just some of your internal workings has to interface with the
There's an
pods.
adaptation period, is what
Oh.
he means.
I'm
You
gonna
essentially got a
do-
new heart.
You're also
I'm gonna
lucky
do, like,
that
internal
I am. You're
search.
also lucky that I am an artist because I had to reshape part of your luck boop there.
Oh, I looked
There
down
is
at it.
zero scarring. It is done perfectly.
Thumbs up.
Did I raise my thumb?
Raise my
Thanks.
thumb.
Charles says, do you remember what happened?
Do I?
Yeah, you do. In fact, it starts all coming back, and it's a bit shocking to say the least. You almost died. You would have died if
Right
it wasn't
up
for
until
Mike.
my
I look stuff at the ceiling like, you know, I thought it was a bit suspicious. Is everyone else okay?
No one else got shot.
Well,
Oh, that's good.
Miles says, well,
Well,
unfortunately, our professor friend was assaulted by the same people who picked you off, but he wasn't as lucky enough to have friends around.
Oh, guys, we completely forgot to look up the license plate.
you still have it.
Yeah, I was waiting on Mailing to wake up to do all that.
nice to see you too, Mike. Okay, give me the license plate number.
All right, you give it to her, and you go ahead and roll no.
Yeah.
And despite your half groggy state, you look through, and again, you are led on this wild goose chase of company after company after company, and eventually you settle on one. And I'm going to give you a guess to what name it is.
It's a Ryan solution.
And but they got a little bit sloppy. In a rush, you notice something. The name that ordered this is
The license plate?
no, like yeah, the car specifically, the one who like made the order for the car
Oh, okay.
was none other than Galen Zane. And you have like the image right before you, and you can totally use that as leverage.
Gasp.
Oh,
Hey, you should tell Galen Kane he's gonna have some police problems driving around without a license plate. And kind of throw it to the other side of the room.
Do you
but
just
not
chuck
very
it?
hard.
Just chuck it at the wall?
I kind of chuck it, but I'm
Yeah, you like you
you
don't have
flop
like
it.
Kind of
yeah,
clatters to the
it kind of
ground.
like clatters to the ground, not too far away from you. And with that, the camera pans over the camera and kind of like fades to black, and that's where I'm gonna end the session.
I'm sorry, the camera pans over to the camera.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
So sorry, over to the fucking phone. Sorry, God.
Camception.
Camception.
Oh, I know what I'm doing next time.
All right.
We're gonna thumb
So-
a lawyer.
That was a setup session for the next arc.
Mm.
What do you guys think?
Oh, interesting.
I have a
I need
headache.
to not stand in a single place and tell me to.
I like it. What's that like? It's eco-terrorism, literally what my character does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally went different than what I had expected.
What did you expect us to do?
I'm actually curious. What?
Take the job and get off planet. I had another completely different angle. But
Oh.
as the
Dude, you fed me Echo too. Are you kidding me?
yeah, no, but like you started to do
gonna
more
actually just work
research.
for the corporation?
No,
What?
like you did more research into it, but like there's a plot right now, and I've already put in a couple things. But
Oh, I see.
there is something going on, and Orion Solutions is behind it, and I kind of hit the nail on the head there, like hammered it in that Orion Solutions is all behind this, but it's a shell company for what exactly? And that's something that you guys are going to uncover because I decided to suddenly make the Shadowrun without Shadowrun mechanics. Thank God.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's
actually.
basically exactly what I want from Shadowrun.
I did not mean to kill you, May. I promise.
I
It's
mean,
okay.
as long as
I
I'm
kind-
alive, no one will die.
You did mean to shoot May, though.
No,
I
well,
kind
mean,
of deserve it.
To be
That's
fair,
true.
like there's only so much I can give before, like, okay, well, I can't. It's a hard move. It's a hard move now. I gotta do it.
It's some
Hard
tough
move.
love. And you know what? It
I had
was
a lot of
learning
soft moves up into
experience.
that point, man.
I mean, you have to shoot us every once in a while.
Yeah, gave us on our toes.
It's always because like I kept asking, okay, where are you? Where are you? Okay, you're 2 blocks away. Oh, this is too perfect. This is too perfect. But let's just say
Yeah,
if you were in the oily tap, it would have been a lot more explosive.
Oh, well, it's a good thing I wasn't there.
Yeah, they went with a little bit more of a simple means, but you have a lot of hints. Anyways.
Sorry, I got the professor killed,
Did we
guys.
get any experience or anything, or?
Well, I'm marking
we
it.
do experience. I think Alex just tells us when we do.
Actually,
whatever.
Okay.
what's it called? It is you're gonna level up 3 sessions or 2 more sessions after 2 more sessions.
Okay.
It says in the book.
Alright.
It does. The first session you level up. The next session you can level up or 2 sessions, and you had 2 sessions on your level 3. And now to get to level 4, we gotta play 3 sessions, and it's usually like 3 sessions after that. For the
Okay.
most part. All right.
Cool.
So a couple options here. We're technically starting a new arc on Stars. So we have. I was thinking either we go back to D&D for an arc, or does someone else want to DM on a Monday for a small like arc, or do you guys want to try Blades, or do you just want to keep going with Stars? Because
I could run, what's it called? The one with the ellipses at the end.
In a Wicked Age?
Yeah, I could run on No Wicked Age, because that seems like a lot of fun.
That's an option.
I could like pull a Dark Heresy game out of my butthole.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
hell
that's
yeah.
an option.
But something to talk about in either Crucis, Vega, or Battle ESL, or if you just want me to run Stars Without Numbers for another 3 sessions, because like that's what this arc's going to be,
I
and where we
mean,
pretend to be Shadowrunners in a space game.
Alex, you're DMing, so I want you to do what you want to do.
Huh? No,
Well,
like I'm just
The
offering
point is
options.
actually that he's not DMing anything.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're not DMing,
Do you want to play, Alex?
That's what I meant. Like,
Alex,
like
do you wanna
guys had
play
mentioned
D&D?
before. You guys had mentioned before that we could use Monday as like a rotary kind of thing, where people take turns.
Hmm.
I don't mind that. And you know, not every time you gotta finish your thing.
So
I think so. You gotta plan it like you can't plan a super long like arc.
Arc, yeah.
oh, I could run gifts and curses. wanted to do that.
Yeah, and A Wicked Age is definitely more like you want to play it regularly, but like it is a single, like you don't have to play multiple sessions.
All right, so tell you what, I'm gonna do 3 more sessions of Stars to finish off this arc, or 2 or 3, or whenever we finish off the arc. We're gonna put like a big period on it, and then if someone else in that time really wants to run something, then I'm gonna play in. Then just let me know, and we can just like, okay, that's the next thing on the
2 weeks
docket.
sounds like plenty of time for everybody to get their shit together and figure out what they want to do too.
I mean, definitely.
Now that Dark Heresy game, you hadn't said that with your mouth now.
I said it with my mouth, yeah. Like, Dark Heresy's not a problem to run, because it's really easy to, like... It's super easy to just...
It'll never be as good as those one characters.
Oh, come on. We can't... Well, hold on now. If I run it, there's a rule that everyone has to roll their shit. Because we need
that's the thing.
We need another God Man.
Part of the fun of Dark Heresy is in the rolling, because... Yeah,
no, Dark Heresy is a hell of a game. It's a hell of a game.
It is such a
man, I haven't looked at
I mean,
this
actually, should we play Dark
fun.
Heresy? There's Dark Heresy, the new one.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's why you have like 2 to 3 weeks to figure it out, to kind of like come through it. But
man.
I actually like really enjoyed DMing, but like, hey, it would be nice for me to play for like an arc or 2. You know?
One second, let me kick Craig out real fast. Hold on.
Bye, Craig.
Anyways, hope you guys had fun. That was
Of course I had fun.